What's going on, everybody? Welcome back here to day number 2 of the PUBG Mobile Club Open Spring Split Europe West Finals, of course, sponsored by Xiaomi. Innovation for everyone. Myself, my name is Hot Jukes. I'm here with Mustache Dave, bringing back the action here. So, Dave, day number 2 here. And after this, half of the finals is done. That's it. That's it. So this is a big day. I think this is a really big day for a lot of the squads to put up some big points on the board. What do you think?
Big day. Big day. 12 more games to go. 4 of those games will be today on this big day. And a lot of teams, they need to use this big day to really come back and find themselves on the first half of the leaderboards, which we'll see here very shortly. Because if they don't make that comeback here today, Hot Jukes, it's going to be one heck of a challenge on the last 2 days of the finals.
Oh, yes, it is. Now, just to go ahead and recap for everybody that's just tuning in here for the first time, let's go ahead and reintroduce all the teams that are going to be playing here in the PMCO Finals. And we'll go ahead and get started. On the left side here with the first half, it's going to be Hate Gaming EU for Romanian Men, Panda, Entropiq, Rexpect Esports, GSG Europe, Scrimfarms, and No Limits.
Yeah. And then on that right side, pay attention. Right side, Center Gaming. Used to be known as LakoNostra ICE. We saw them yesterday straight popping off, and they're looking for that come up today as well, or at least to maintain that. Then you got No Hate, Exotic Alliance team, LakoNostra Power, Uncalled For, Daos Legion, another team who won heck of a day number 1, and then Team Night Target and Gamers Unite.
A lot of squads here ready to get into the action. So this is really huge. This is a really big day because we've already had one of the 4 days pass so far. And I think day number 2 is super critical because I think this really sets the pace for the rest of the tournament. Yeah, you're going to have the second half, but if you have those teams really set themselves apart, I think it's going to be really hard to catch up to them. And a quick reminder for everybody just watching, top 4. That is the goal. That's the main thing because only 4 teams are going to move on from here, the Club Open, and become officially a part of the PUBG Mobile Pro League, which, Dave, you and I all know what's kind of coming up here in 2021. This is huge. This is huge for all these teams.
A lot of money's coming up. That's what's coming up. A ton of money.
Oh,
$14 million in total is the prize pool for 2021. PMCO, though, it started with 32 teams. They all qualified. We had last week the group stages. So only 16 of those teams made it to this stage, the finals. And this is that last stretch. Whatever type of energy you got, whatever type of game plan, whatever you got going on the squad, you got to pull together. This is the final stretch before making it to those big leagues. Like you mentioned, PMPL, Europe, and that's where all the teams from their own individual PMCOs will group up and fight for a big chunk of money here. Big chunk of money.
That's right, baby. So everybody right now, get some hype in the chat for all your squads so that way they can get nice and motivated and ready to go for what's coming up here today. And another quick reminder, let's go ahead and show the point system. This is how these teams are going to be able to add points to their total score. First place, that chicken dinner, going to give you a big, huge 15 points, and that is just massive for these squads. Second place is going to net you 12. Third is going to be 10. Going on down the line, you can see half of the lobby pretty much, 8 through 12, 1 point. 13 through 16, the goose egg, 0. And the ever most important, 1 point for every kill. And Dave, I think towards the end of yesterday, we saw the kill points really start to add up. That's for sure.
Yeah, kill points are just so important because yesterday we had a team, I believe it was Team Panda. They were hovering around that 10th place position. They had one insane game. I think they got like 16 kills in that one game. Still no chicken dinners, but those 16 kills just went boop, boosted them all the way up to the top of leaderboards. And if you can get booped all the way up to the top leaderboard with no chicken dinner, man, you got to be feeling good because that one chicken dinner that they might get here today, that's going to set them apart big time.
I mean, even though they didn't get that chicken dinner, they still had the most points in that game. I believe in that game alone, 28 points. That is insanity. So, I mean, still, for all those teams, all you fans watching right now that happen to see your squad a little bit lower down the leaderboards, that could still happen. I mean, they could still get one of those and rocket launch themselves up. I think this is a really critical day for them to do it. So let's go ahead and see what the schedule is going to look like today. And it's been pretty much the same as we've seen over the entire PMCO. We're going to start off in Erangel, head over to the jungle in Sanhok, then to the desert, baby, in Miramar, and then bring it on back, dude. Back it up, back to Erangel.
Backing it up and finishing on a strong note for sure. And we saw yesterday these back-to-back, well, not back-to-back, but the double Erangels in one day really benefited a lot of teams because game number 1, Erangel, we had some teams contesting each other very softly for those drop spots. But then game number 4, everybody pretty much had their spot. And that should be the case here today as well. Yesterday was a day. Everybody got to feel each other out. I believe Sanhok, we had high 10 contested really early on. Personally, I don't expect that to happen here today. If it does, it does. But if you're a team looking to really get those consistent points, I think playing safer today is the call to go. But ladies and gentlemen, I don't know. Is the plane gassed up, Hot Jukes? Is the gas in the plane? Are we almost ready for game number 1?
I think I hear it. I think I hear it, baby. I can hear the pitter-patter of little feet. These players are getting loaded up in the plane. They got their seatbelts locked and loaded. I hope you guys are ready to go because match number 1, it's underway, baby. Let's go. Let's get it started.
Seatbelts on, locked and loaded, parachutes also strapped in as this is going to be game number 1, day 2 of PMCO Western Europe Finals here. And it's a big day. It's a big day. PMCO. It's a big day for everybody. Honestly, for everybody. I mean, the teams at the top, Daos Legion currently in first place with 1 chicken dinner and 31 kill points. Panda right behind them in second place. Rexpect Esports in third place. Huge day for these teams because they want to make sure to finish today in that top spot and really get a nice little buffer between them and everybody else. And then it's a huge day for those teams who are not in that top 4 yet because only top 4 will make it to that next round. So if you don't have a chicken dinner, if you don't have a bunch of kills underneath your belt here today, well, the next 2 days is just going to be even more challenging.
Oh, right you are. We'll see right now who's going to be able to do it. I'm looking kind of at the chat right now, and I'm seeing a whole bunch of GSG ups, so a lot of people going for GSG Europe. here in the chat. Love to see that. See Elvis11 says Night Target. Love to see that as well. So a lot of these teams, I mean, they really, really want to have a big pop-up. GSG Europe in particular, they're in 5th place right now, 46 points in total. They're right behind first Daos Legion with 63 points. So they have a little bit of catching up to do. At the same time, there's still 3 days left to go, including today. And they can definitely start catching up. But I think that day number 2 is a big day to set that tone. And if you're already on top of the leaderboards, it's a huge opportunity for you to start creating that huge separation, that big gap, so you don't have to really, stress so hard in the later parts of the tournament.
I mean, yeah, huge day. And honestly, if somebody was to come to me and ask me where I would see Hate Gaming at after day number 1, I would not say 12th place, right? Hate Gaming, they finished the group stage way above everybody else. We see them down there in the military base, but they had so many kills. They had 2 chicken dinners out of their 12 matches, but yesterday was just a really, really rough start. And I actually spoke to Fox, one of the squad mates from the squad, and they said, one thing we're going to do, Dave, one thing we're going to make sure to do besides get a chicken dinner for you and that mustache is we're going to make sure to come into day number 2 not tilted. We're just going to forget about day number 1 altogether, and that is very important because, teams, they get into their own heads, right? And they start bickering back and forth. You start playing that blame game. It's just going to be a downhill battle from there. And one other thing I want to mention here, Hot Jukes, about Hate Gaming that I'm very impressed with. They made the team 3 days before PMCO started. So they made the team 3 days, right? So that's actually insane.
That is huge. I mean, man, it's crazy because some of these squads that we saw come in here have already played in prior tournaments in the past. A lot of these players, though, I mean, they've been putting in a lot of work together. So to see them just say, hey, you know what? Let's just get a squad together, baby. Let's get a squad together and see how far we could go. They've already made it to the 2nd stage. And I think that's a really honest observation to where when it comes to anybody that's watching right now, this could be you guys. This could be you guys. We got another PMCO coming up around the corner. So make sure that you get your team ready, get qualified. And to be honest, just hearing this now, if you start getting prepped now, you'll be way ahead of Hate Gaming as far as in how long you've taken to get your team together. Because 3 days prior to getting here, man, that's incredible, especially to consider how far they've gotten so far.
Yeah, 3 days. They finished at the top of the group stages. They're looking to do the same exact thing here for the finals, get that top 4 spot. Not only that, I mean, it's so big because teams who they might have made, come together 3 days, maybe even a couple months beforehand. But teams that can really excel here in PMCO, and if they do move forward to PMPL, a lot of the times we see these teams, they get the attention, of bigger orgs. Because a lot of these teams, they just, a group of dudes and girls, they came together and like, hey, let's make a team. They named it this, they named it that. But when you make it to PMPL, a lot of money's on the line. Other organizations, they might look to pick them up as well. So that's everybody's dream pretty much for the most part when you look to be a competitive pro player. I mean, you know that for a fact, Hot Jukes.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's the dream. I mean, once you're able to get past this stage and able to actually make it to a global finals, the opportunities you get, the chances to really kind of make a career inside of mobile gaming increase 1,000-fold. I mean, that's how pretty much I got my start in this whole gig. I got a team together, just a few friends I met online. Got sponsored, and from there ended up, being able to compete in the first ever PUBG Mobile Global LAN. And a lot of these teams, a lot of the players that I played against back then are still playing today. Bigatron Esports, Nova, a lot of the big heavy hitters. And you can definitely see how long they have lasted in this industry. And a lot of these teams, a lot of these players, these new guys are looking to get right in the same position.
In 2021, they got that whole roadmap already out there in the public. So there's a ton of PUBG Mobile in the pipelines that everybody should expect to see and look forward to. So these teams right now, day number 2, this is a big day. This is a big day. They got to make sure to at least get a chicken dinner underneath their belt. All these teams, at least one chicken dinner so that they can set themselves up in a decent position when it comes to those last 2 days, because we've seen multiple tournaments, back-to-back tournaments. It comes down to that last game almost 9 out of 10 times. It honestly comes down to that last game, and it's about a 3 point, maybe 1 point deciding factor on whether if you qualify or not. So it's going to be insane.
Oh, it is going to be insane. We're going to see already some teams start to kind of get into it a little bit. That's going to be Entropiq right there. And getting a little bit close to this squad, Gamers United Nations. They got to make sure they be really... I'm sorry, Exotic Alliance. Yeah, Exotic Alliance XTEAM. They got split up because of that. You saw two cross the bridge. All of a sudden, they just encountered Entropiq around the corner, and the other two had to hang back for a little while. But it did look like Entropiq decided to move off, avoid this fight for now. And I believe Exotic Alliance, yeah, now they're going to finally cross the bridge and get regrouped with their squad. Still got to find a spot, though, into this next zone.
Yeah, both teams not in that top 4 as of right now. So they look to me like they're trying to decide, do we take this early fight? Do we try to get a point, maybe 2 points here? Or do we just focus on our positioning? Do we just focus on setting up a nice little position moving forward into this game? Entropiq kind of separated for the time being. They got a little shack, not the best shack. And by the way that we see them just driving all over the place, it looks like they're trying to make some moves out here, Hot Jukes.
Yeah, you can see no limits over here at this this 3-stack. This is one of my favorite spots when it comes to this particular type of zone, but I don't really like holding these buildings. I think there's a beautiful hill and plateau just right across the way from that. I think that's a much better spot to hold rather than these buildings in particular, because you can see like these squads are looking directly at them, and you don't really have very many angles to cover from that distance. So if you are if you're chilling right there and you're no limits, I'd highly suggest possibly taking a look up that hill, because there's a that's one of the best spots in this zone in my opinion, and someone can still take it.
You always got to have that backup plan too. You always have to have that escape plan just in case, because already a couple squads starting to kind of hover around that 3-stack, and that 3-stack it's reminding me of North America. If I do recall, Tribe, they love that spot. Like they go to that spot all the damn time. So over here, Andy hitting the dirt, receiving some shots. Still gonna be alive though, popping some painkillers.
I think I remember, those people on that team happened to be on my old team.
Tribe.
Man,
I'm bringing back memories.
I wonder why they like that spot. Question mark.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, it's all about using the best strats that you possibly know. It doesn't matter where you got them from. That's all I'm gonna say right here. So we'll see where these players, and you can already see a lot of these teams are lining up dead center, because it's a really good decision. Because like this next zone is gonna pretty much center up. It's still a 50-50 though. It could go south of Yasnaya, or it can head up into Severny. And the problem is when you have these split zones, you have to choose where do you want to be, which island, because if that zone hard shifts to one in particular, man, it's going to be tough to head to that other spot. So at the same time, I think they'll have a little bit of an okay chance, considering that Yasnaya, you can make that huge wraparound. But it's going to be tough. Look at that little crash we just saw right there. Yeah. Hey, gaming, you. Loki hit the gas hard.
Yeah. There's a lot of teams over here on that west side. I'm actually kind of surprised. I think when we saw the map, there's about 4 different squads over here on the west side, and we did have that shift. All these teams, they need to quickly make that move. Daos Legion currently in first place, setting up somewhat of a little bridge camp right here. Looks like it's going to be an intense little crossing for Hate Gaming EU. They're already going to lose one in the process. Rich going for that.
Oh, he got ran over!
That fire, but he got ran over from Shifu. Wow.
That was just like a screw you, pal, kind of run over, because they end up losing a teammate in the process. But a nice little run over there. Welcome to the highlight reel, I guess. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. And I gotta call it the way it is. Right now, Daos Legion, they are roasting Rich like you wouldn't believe. Have to. Oh, I don't even think they're
not going to get the pickup.
You know what, dude?
Crazy.
You know what, bro? You deserve that. You deserve it. Oh, that's crazy. Now, looks like they're going to him now. Two doors coming in super late.
Uh-oh.
Will you get caught? Oh, in that bike. 1 HP. Oh, hits the wall.
Crashes into the wall.
And the blue zone's on him.
He's got the
meds. A bandage, because I think that was the closest thing to him. And here comes the rest of his team. Yeah, like he's going to get that intel to the rest of his squad. Now they're going to start being really careful on the way out. But it looks like they know exactly where he is. Tudor needs to be really careful. Octavian tried to make the wraparound, but now he's going to probably get shot at by Sava. And Sava's going to catch him out of the vehicle. So even though Octavian had that intel, he wrapped around. Should have wrapped around a little bit wider, though. You got to be careful. Otherwise, you are going to get popped out of your vehicle. These guys are so good at shooting those vehicles out. And Sava just proving it right there. And they're going to go head straight towards them to get that loot.
Daos Legion probably scratching their head just a little bit. All things considered, there's so many teams using this area to rotate. And you have to recall, that zone is nowhere near this. Two-door did heal on up, trying to get that revenge play. They only have 3 squad mates. They're already going to be down Octavian. Now, Daos Legion, they are in first place. They have some wiggle room to work with, and looks like they're going to fully commit to this one. Two-door tossing out some grenades. Might get a nice little pick right there. AEWM going to be breaching that first story with their squad mates. And this is a good old-fashioned 4v1. Daos Legion going to be pushing up those stairs all together. This is exactly what they need to do. They need to make sure to not let any of their squad mates get thirsted in this push.
Yeah, Two-Door's just pre-nading right now, trying to catch somebody on their way up, make it a little bit more difficult. But at the same time, every single point counts. And Daos Legion, they realize that. So they're like, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead, full send it on the separated player and catch him slipping. Catch him slipping. Two-Door realizes it. He knows that they're coming. And he's in a lot of trouble. At some point, he's going to have to jump out that window. But you can see Sava kind of also outside waiting for him. Here come the pre-fires. They're going to come jump up. He's got the DBS. Oh, that's scary. Nice pre-fire from him. He gets 2, but it's not going to be enough. Yeah, and that's really smart from Daos Legion to send the whole squad. Because sometimes you can have some teams that are like, all right, you know what? Let's only send 2 in a 2v1. And if they did that, those guys are getting thirsted 100%. So they're not taking any risks. Send the whole team there. Confirm this point. Now they got 4 in total. Now let's go ahead and just get into the next zone. Get into the next zone. And they're on top. So 4 points is pretty solid. Pretty solid for Daos.
Especially with a double barrel shotgun, you have to bet if that enemy got a knock and nobody else is near to provide the support, that cover fire for your squad mate that got knocked, that next slug, it is definitely going for that thirst right there. So that's why we saw 2 knocks on the side of Daos Legion, 2-door, double barrel shotgun, respect points in the book, but I have to say, 2-door probably wishing they never crashed into that wall in the first place, because now they only have a solo alive trying to play that snake game. So the game plan completely changed up, and they already started with only 3 members this game already. So they were already kind of set back when it comes to the advantages. So we'll see what they can do moving forward. Now, Entropiq, we were checking in with them a couple moments ago. They were kind of all separated out there in that open terrain. Looks as if they found themselves a nice little compound for the time being, but backfire, losing a helmet right there. You got to watch where you're peeking, my man.
That DP burst is so strong, and you just saw it right there in full effect. Right from Gamers Unite Nations. Zuji here was able to go ahead, see that with that 3x, hit that nice little burst, all headshots, and there goes his helmet. So Backfire is going to be asking his team if he happens to have another one laying around, if they happen to see one. But, oh, nice little return shots from Mooney. That's just from revenge for his teammate. Sometimes, too, you'll see some squads. It's kind of a high-level strat where they'll take their gear off and make these peaks. So if they do get knocked, they'll have their team pick them up pretty quickly, and they won't lose any health on their gear. At the same time, though, you don't want to do that if you're in a position to where if you do get knocked, you're going to get full sent. But here early on, it's something to think about. But right now, in all honesty, I would really think that they would be focusing more on the planning phase of where the next circle is going to go and getting set up for that.
Not only that, Gamers Unite, I believe that was the team that was behind that little telephone pole. They need to watch out because there's a squad not too far from them to the east. So they're taking a lot of shots back and forth at Entropiq, and that's only going to expose their position from potentially getting backstabbed. So they need to make sure to be on their P's and Q's, looking all over the place. 360, complete vision. Exotic Alliance in one of these shacks, little huts. Broken windows, GSG. For the time being, looks like the action might be sizzling on out. And as I say that, the next zone goes on up. GSG, they need to make a push, but not very far here, Hot Jukes.
Nope, they're going to be able to edge in the zone. So this would be a good opportunity for them. The only issue is that, look at it. I mean, it is right on Yasnaya, right at this hill. So they're going to probably go to these rocks right here. Yeah, this is going to be a really good spot for them to be able to kind of get a lot of lay of the land, but there's already a team waiting for them. We're going to move just a little bit further up. Nice little spot here for Lau and the rest of GSG. They got to keep an eye on No Limits, though, as they're pretty close by. This is going to be a huge contention for this area.
No Limits actually have a really nice spot for this zone. Going forward, I can't really, you know, predict, but that water is going to play a crucial role, I have to assume. They had their opportunity to pop those tires. They almost did. I believe it was a Vector trying to get that shred, that weed whacker. We coined it yesterday. And on that mini map, we're still looking at teams. Daos Legion, hey, they're showing up to the party as well. The problem for me is that northern side, it's going to be such a cluster for a lot of teams. Hey, Gaming right now just straight up sending it as center as possible. Yes, Naya, this might be our first actual urban combat finish here, Hot Juice.
Well, let's see. Unfortunately, we saw Hate Gaming EU, one of the members, just jumped out a little too early. Gonna get knocked due to fall damage. Other members gonna get taken out, so that's gonna be half their squad gone just like that. And the problem with this type of circle, Dave, is like when you see these people at the top, like No Limits, for example, if the zone shifts to Yasnaya, we do see that urban combat, there's only one way they can go because they cannot travel through vehicle through that water. And the blue zone's going to start hurting here. So trying to wrap through blue is going to be just as dangerous. So they're going to be in a tough situation here coming up. They definitely got to make sure that they have their game plan set and ready to go when this next zone shifts.
Daos Legion, I'm still so impressed. They're able to show up with 4 alive after fighting in the blue for some time. ASX,
the sneak,
barrel,
sneaky.
Just yeah, saying nope, I'm not gonna take this fight. Oh, but they're gonna be spotted. Immediately taken out. The communication right there from Daos Legion is just on point. I mean, that's just milliseconds right there, Hot Juice. Making sure that Vessi doesn't get thirsted right there. That's actually impressive.
Especially from that second top window. I mean, that's just really good synergy and a great sign from our top team so far in here in the finals. And Daos Legion, you just see like why they're being so dominant. They're playing so tight together, and they're just taking advantage of all these players that are split away from their squad. 4v1ing them, 4v1ing them. And that's the way it goes when you start playing at such a high level for so much money on the line. These teams are going to do everything they can to get the best advantage into these fights. There's no such thing as a fair fight. Fight me 1v1. Not here. They're bringing the whole squad. It's a team game.
Team game, and we're going to see Panda. They're going to be pushing up as a unit, looking to get themselves a little 4v1 as well. We were just complimenting Daos Legion. Now we're checking in. AWM kind of crawling out there. Not exactly sure what they're doing. So split from their squad mates. It looks like they were trying to do some scouting, but they're scouting and they didn't have a lot of cover. Had a little tiny skinny tree. No smokes on them. So yeah, they were thirsted. Taken out right there.
Yeah, this is what happens when you come in the zone so late. At the same time, though, they have 5 kills to their name, and they're the #1 team. Oh, that's a great shot, though, from Sava to open things up. I think they got 2, so they're going to full send it. Yeah, you can see them instantly getting in those vehicles. Sava's going to stay in the back since it's only a buggy. He's going to hold those shots, start throwing those smokes out, and try to help the rest of this team. Oh, Rich is going to get knocked out, though. So this is going to be a really huge opportunity for Vassi to make a play. Reeks with that. Oh, wow, what a great 2v1. No Limits. Opting to have one of their players way out there in the back. It turns out it ended up paying off for them.
Yeah, that position from Reeks right there, definitely that thorn in the game plan. Sabo is doing everything that they're supposed to do. They were providing that cover fire while their squad mates pushed, right? I mean, that is textbook, but Rex, they just did not account for that. And that UMP from behind, it was able to just tag them. And here comes that water in play that we were talking about. They're going to be able to swim, you know. They might actually swim for some time because there is quite a lot of water actually in this next zone. Now Sava has to make up the decision. Do I try to just avoid this fight, go for that ultra wide rotate, or if I send it into water, is it even going to matter? Papa Blue is going to be taking him out.
Yeah, he tried to make that wide rotation, but as soon as he got lit up, that blue zone just finished him off. You can see the nice nade there from Wolves. Big battle right now between two teams. Could be Team Night Target and Gamers Unite Nations just going at it. Exile up on top. Gonna be trying to throw some nades down below, make some things happen. But there's like third parties, fourth parties. This is the hot spot right now. Urban Combat at its finest. You can see Exile with the pre-fires. His teammate, though, shutting him down really fast. So really good synergy, good timing from Gamers Unite Nations. And these guys are hurt, but they need to heal up quickly. But it looks like they may just be okay for now because Panda's in trouble and they can't send this.
Very strong position as well that they were able to take away. And now Gamers Unite in a solid spot for this next circle. Looking on over there, though, uncalled for. Getting all kind of split apart right here. Just playing their own little individual solo games. And I believe the game plan was, hey, we're going to toss out some smokes and best of luck trying to survive. What's so challenging is that there's a lot of teams already safe in the next circle that are all grouped up, all 4 members, and they know exactly what to do. They're looking out their windows. They're trying to spot out these stragglers, just looking for a foothold now in this urban combat, this western edge of Yasnaya.
Yeah, I would really like to see Uncalled For play a lot more grouped up and more aggressive together. I mean, they're right now in 14th place with only 8 points, so they need to put up some big points on the board. And to be honest with you, you're not going to get it just from placement. You have to be able to put up some kills on the board, especially at this point. So I'd like to see them definitely, get it together a little bit, because we saw them in the group stages really pop off as a team. But in this next zone, it's about to shift. They got to be ready. Where's it going to go?
Wow. Pandas. I mean, they lost 3 in the process, but this is best case scenario. This position, this little guardhouse right there on the edge, they might actually be able to third party a couple of these fights. But yes, Naya, Jukes, I cannot believe all those compounds are still in play.
Still in play, and you can just see GSG Europe instantly heading for that same spot that we saw the Pandas at, that beautiful antenna tower. So far, they are going to be able to live a little bit longer. You can see right now, Exotic Alliance having a pretty decent angle onto them, but you're going to see all the smokes come out. GSG is going to do everything they can to buy some time, and the rest of the teams, they're going to have to deal with a big battle to try and get into this next circle. Gatekeeping city, baby. Population Yasnaya.
What's so crazy to me is this zone. This zone, honestly, this zone is just next level. We haven't had the opportunity to kind of get a chance to test our squads in a terrain like this. So their patience, their gun skills really going to be contested here as they move forward. A couple teams making the approach on that west side. Looks like the team with the biggest advantage right now, Exotic Alliance. They should be able to pick up Andy.
Yeah, we're going to start seeing some teams have some different strategies, except for the teams that are on top point-wise. They can kind of just chill and just get some decent ones. You can see Nightmare, though. Exotic Alliance, they're in 13th. They need to put some kills on the board. Great return shots from GSG EU. I mean, they are holding down this angle so well, even though everybody that's been fighting from this position have been doing really tight peaks, but they have been doing a great job at shutting down that pressure. Great teamwork from GSG.
So if I'm in this game right now and I'm safe, I'm coming up with a game plan. I might be passing all my meds off to one player. I might have that backup plan in the books, as we are going to see this push coming on out right now from GSG.
If you have a hard rotation, I mean, I think it's definitely a good idea. GSG, though, they are full sending in here, doing a great job, using each other to push up little by little. Nice smoke play. Now they made it to the broken wall. Nice little shot there onto Wolves as well. They're just trying to get that first critical knock. But now Kamara's hurt. Exotic Alliance may have a great angle on this broken wall. Oh, a great nade. You can just see Team 12. They're doing a great job. Gamers Unite Nations at shutting this down. Herbs accidentally jumps over the wall. That's going to make things a little bit harder. But 8 kills so far on the side of Gamers Unite Nations. And it looks like they're able to shut down GSG Europe from this push. Great defense. Yeah,
and I believe Herbs was like second guessing themselves because they were getting a little too aggressive, especially with Exotic Alliance on the high ground trying to third party that. They already took out 3 members from GSG. You got to count your small victories. So right now there is going to be 1 more member still alive for GSG, but they're on that broken side of the wall. So right now, if you are Gamers Unite, 4 up, 8 kills so far. Just come up with that game plan on how you are going to push forward if your compound is no longer favored. We got 8 teams left. Circle number 6, 25 minutes in this game. If you get taken out right now, 8 teams alive, that's 1 point, Hot Jukes. When it comes to placement points. 1 point, man.
That's ridiculous. I guarantee you a team's going to go out and they're going to be like, are you kidding me? Only 1 placement point after all this work. But guess what? That's PMCO right there for you. Nice shots from Clown. Clown, a player that we've definitely been keeping our eye on. This man has popped off in the past. We've seen him get more than double-digit kills in 1 game alone. The rest of Scrimfarms being pressured by the blue zone. They're having to creep their way in little by little like the rest of these teams. Smoke play out. Full urban combat here, Dave. Yep. Here in game number 1. What more could you ask for?
This is the best. This is the best start to the day, honestly. Gamers United as well, they are just blessed as their compound still in play. Scrimfarms have a challenge. They need to push across this field. They got a couple smoke. Their use of utility is just on point as they start to unload the mini red zone, the grenades on top of Exotic Alliance right here.
All these teams are going to have to put on their dancing shoes, start getting to shimmying, especially if you're on this side of the map, as you do not have a lot of cover. Scrimfarms, you can just see them trying to cross, but getting pressured from all these teams inside the zone. And they're going to try to be able to use those smokes, move up a little. You can see Unique holding that angle. Nice pre-fire there. It's going to put some good damage down the way. But man, this is just so tough. What a difficult position to hold down. Your shots have to be so on point. Your peaks have to be so tight because there's just no cover. No cover in this area.
Woo! Spectra popping out. Hack shot. Also, the snakes. Meanwhile, Unique over here in their little battle. Dexter not going to let Sushi get thirsted. Now, going back to Gamers Unite, I did see Herbs push out, getting very aggressive, and they actually got thirsted. That might be 14? A mistake. Not exactly sure what Herbs was doing, but 14 kills. One more kill, that would be equivalent to a first place finish. GSG, they still have their solo over here. Their solo has just been behind that broken wall for the longest. They're just using Gamers Unite as a bodyguard right now.
That's Andalito. Man, hit me up on IG the other day, just telling me how much he wants to be able to perform well in this tournament and being able to survive this late. It's a good telltale sign that he's got what it takes. He's got a really tough position as this next zone's about to pop. For Romanian Men, out. You can just see all these teams just trying to move in just by little by little. But those tiniest little movements, these guys are so good at spotting those pixels move and getting those shots. You can see that pre-fire coming out. Whoops. Oh, no, he's going to try to throw the pan. If he hits him, I'm going to go nuts.
Oh, it was a pan?
Oh, yeah, it was a pan. That would have been crazy if that member from the Pandas would have hit that. But you can just see there's a good nade. I think that's going to be it. Oh, and a nice shutdown. Oh, what just happened?
Hold on, was that Exotic Alliance? Exotic Alliance!
Win the game!
Snake. Zombie!
All right.
What
a finish. What a finish. Just trades back and forth. Obviously, that member from GSG Europe got taken out to the blue zone. I mean, it was just madness towards the end. And Exotic Alliance are able to get that clutch shot to win the game. And look at those kills. 13 alone from Exotic Alliance. And then look at Gamers Unite Nations with 15, Dave. That's almost half the lobby that these two teams killed. That is nuts.
And we talk about it a lot of times, and more specifically, Gamers Unite Nations. They had a huge come up when it comes to their compound right there on the northern west edge of Yasnaya. That compound, such a big factor, I'm going to say, in their second place finish. Now, they had two options, right? They could have just camped it out, played that little rat strategy, hide in the bathrooms, hide in the corners, and just TPP, peek on over there and just watch everybody, right? Just watch everybody get annihilated. But no, that's not what they did. They took their advantage of that compound and they made sure to capitalize on it by getting all these kill points. That's what we talk about here all the time, Hot Jukes. When you get handed these rare advantages in a game, you got to make sure to take it and squeeze out all of them juices that we were talking about the other day. And that is exactly what Gamers Unite Nations did. They came into today with only 13 kills. So they just doubled their kills in one game there, Hot Chicks.
I mean, if there was a thing as potential juice, they wring that towel dry, baby. That's what, and this is exactly what I was talking about, because at the start of the day, I was saying that for these teams that are not doing too well so far or didn't have a great day, number one, they have to play catch up. They need to get a big chicken dinner with a ton of kills. And guess what? Our top two teams, they got a bunch of kills. And prior, Gamers Unite Nations at the start were in 11th place with 19 points. Exotic Alliance were in 13th place with 16 points. And I guarantee you, Dave, that they doubled their entire total in just one game. In just one game to start these up. The leaderboards started to pop off, baby. So, man, get hyped, get excited, ladies and gentlemen. We will be right back with the scoreboard and everything coming after this short commercial break.
What is up, everybody? It's your boy Mustache Dave here. Big shout out to our title sponsor, Xiaomi, innovation for everyone. Well, insane game number one. I mean, that is definitely a game to put down in the books. That yes, Naya Urban Combat finished really testing the teams to their full potential. But I see the chat, everybody's spamming in the chat. They want to know the scores. Let's pull them on up. Let's pull up the rankings and check out what we got going on after game number one. Daos Legion, 69 points. Panda right there in that second place position. Remember, they lost 3 players in a rotation to the antenna tower, but they had that solo up towards the end to really try to get any type of placement points possible. I know I made a joke about it. It was about 25 minutes into the game. 8 teams remaining. That only gets you 1 point. I mean, that is just how stacked the lobby is. But moving on down, we're looking at those movers and shakers. Exotic Alliance team. My man, that chicken dinner. They came into today, if I'm not mistaken, in like 12th place, 13th position on the overall leaderboards, and that one chicken bopped them. It just bopped them up there to that 7th place position. Right ahead of them, Gamers United Nations, 28 kills, 18 placement points. Not too bad. Not too bad. So, looking on the opposite end of the leaderboard, LakoNostra Power. LakoNostra Power. This is a team, looking back at the group stages, just barely qualified. They qualified here in 15th position, all right, with 37 kill points and 62 placement points. So this is a team that really heavily favors going for those placement points. The thing is here, we're not seeing much of either, right? And that's kind of concerning. That is kind of concerning considering today is day number 2. So if you're No Limits, if you're LakoNostra Power, any team pretty much for the most part, in that 12th through 16th position, you gotta strap on them boots. You gotta make sure they're tied nice and tight, and you just gotta give it your all. You gotta do it. You just gotta do it because you cannot let the poor performances really affect you mentally, right? Moving forward. So just forget about it. Forget about it. And just come into this like it's a brand new day and turn those 7 points into at least 40 points at the end of the day. So, hey, I'm asking for a lot, but I know they can do it. I know they can do it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think the plane is going to be loading up here very shortly. Put it down in the chat right now. Put it down in the chat. Who are you rooting for? I know yesterday, looking at the chat, we saw a ton of support for Romanian Men, currently in 4th place. And if you are just now tuning on in, the goal here, their goal, PMCO Finals, EU West. The goal is to get top 4. That's the goal. You know, group stages, the goal was top 16. We started with 32 teams, and we cut that bad boy in half. So these teams are now here, top 16, with one goal in mind. It doesn't matter if you get first. It doesn't matter if you get 4th. No money, no cash money. Cash money's in that next stage. All right. So the top 4 teams at the end of the PMCO Finals, well, they'll get shooken up. They'll get tossed around and sent on to that next stage, PMPL. That's the goal. That is the goal, ladies and gentlemen. But I do hear the plane. It's starting to rev up. Those engines, those propellers are starting to go. We're going to be heading on into game number 2 of Sanhok. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get it. Sanhok Airlines. All right.
Let's get it going, baby. Let's go. You can see right now, plane locked, loaded, ready to go. We're getting set here, dude. We're getting set for match number 2. Let's get it. The jungle.
It's looking good.
It's looking good. Looking good. You can see these teams, these players, they're locked. They're loaded, baby. They're loaded. Match number 1, man, the scores have changed, Dave. They have adjusted big time. We saw immediately Exotic Alliance and Gamers Unite Nations throw themselves up to 6th and 7th place, just like that in one game. They're in the game now, Dave. They're in the game for top 4.
They're definitely in the game. I mean, they can almost reach out and grab that 4th place spot, but it is not over yet. They got to make sure to finish today near it, which they are already doing, and then set up. You know, I mean, there's still going to be 2 more days after this, so they are almost at that halfway mark when it comes to the short sprint, I'm going to call it, for the PMCO Finals. So zone number 1 does go on up. Yesterday, we saw Sanhok. It was contested over here. It looks like it's going to be the same thing here today as well. This is a little concerning for me personally because Noah Hate currently in 12th place on the overall leaderboards. They cannot afford to get taken out now, this early. Same thing with No Limits. No Limits, 15th position. So I'm not exactly sure what these 2 teams are doing, contesting each other very early on, because if you get taken out within the first couple minutes, well, that's going to be the goose egg.
Yeah, both these teams too. Like this is probably the worst case scenario for them because they're both at the bottom of the leaderboards right now, and they can't afford to lose anybody. They can't afford to lose anybody here at the start. So they're gonna have to navigate through this as carefully as possible, especially up here in Sami. I think at the same time, there's still enough loot to split loot this. They can have one team just say, hey, you know what? We'll take this side, you guys take the other, and let's just get on out of here. At the same time, you can already see some smokes coming out. These guys, they're playing aggressive. They want to steal some points early on if they can.
Saw Rex last game playing the surprise snake. Forget what team it was, but I remember them pushing and then Rex just popping up from behind with the UMP. Looks like both Rex and Simple going to be playing those off angles on the high ground. And their squad mates currently sit in that trap. The thing is, Jaguar looking a little suspicious over here. Might not take the bait for this trap.
Just might not. And No Limits are spreading out pretty well over this. Atop the only problem is like every single time you see these kind of early starts, the big issue is loot timing. Every single second that you waste just holding position, trying to catch another team slipping, that's time that you've wasted from getting loot and getting prepared for the rest of the game. So at some point, you have to decide as a team. Oh, you can see Tudor spot Simple. When is he going to take those shots, though? That's going to be the big decision. He may be calling for his teammate to come help him, so that way they can get that really quick knock and instant finish. At the same time, if he gets back behind that tree, which he could easily do, it's going to make it really difficult for them to get that thirst. They'll definitely cripple No Limits, but I wonder if No Hate, even if they did get this knock, if they're going to push right after that or use it as an opportunity to just loot away from them and get moving. That's a big decision.
For me, it looks like No Limits, they're going to let No Hate loot for him. And then they're going to let him push out, and they're going to surprise them and take him out. And there you go. There's your loot, baby. There's your loot. So Simple was spotted. Two-door trying to take some shots. Simple being forced to pull back. Chunked down pretty low. And last time we looked at Simple, I do not believe they had a helmet. So that one's going to hurt. That one's going to hurt big time. And it doesn't look like, for the time being, doesn't look like No Limits are pulling off this little game plan that they set right now.
No, they're not. So it's going to be really difficult. I mean, that is the game plan for them, but one spot, just like that, Tudor was able to catch Simple slipping. And it does look that, like, after those shots, they're going to use it as the opportunity to finally get moving. And I'm glad that they did, because they could have chosen just to kind of hang back and hold that position. But at the same time, like, you got to start making those adjustments, getting ready for the late game. It's just not really worth it. So I'm glad that they use this as a good opportunity to sneak away from this fight.
Simple could use themselves for some 200 IQ bait, but I do not see No Hate taking this. No Hate, they're going to be pulling on out of here, looking to reposition. They don't want no part of this one. They're like, No Limits, you do what you want to do. I mean, at the end of the day, No Limits, they're just using up so much time early game. And on the flip end of this one, No Hate, they are looking at the bigger picture, and that is just trying to survive Sanhok. And talk about surviving for Romanian Men. They got picked apart last game towards that mid game. They didn't really have a chance to fire off their gun too much, and we know for Romanian Men, they know how to pop off. They know how to pop off, and right here, they look to have avoided some grenades for a second there. I thought they were going to push up there, but goes right back to early game Sanhok. You got to outweigh the risk through those rewards.
Yes, you do. So we'll see what the play is for all these teams. So far, pretty quiet, considering that we did see that little early engagement in Sami, completely just disengaged. So all these teams right now, they've officially pretty much got all their loot, and now they're having to pick their spots where they want to set up for the rest of the game. Look at this. You see Entropiq. They're going to pick these two buildings right outside of boot camp. And this is a really interesting spot because it's going to be tough for me to even imagine you seeing GSG just push out of boot camp towards that direction. So at the same time, I think Entropiq are just playing it pretty decently safe. Right now, they're in 11th place, so they definitely need to get some kills. I just don't know if this is really the position to get them.
If you were in this game, would you rather be GSG or Entropiq right there?
GSG. Easy decision, 100%. GSG Europe, I mean, they have boot camp all to themselves, so they're able to get all that loot from that position, and it's so central. And there's different ways if the zone decides to shift in another direction. There's multiple ways from boot camp that you could try to eject from that city. So I definitely like their position better than Entropiq's. At the same time, Entropiq, if they're able to get a spot and get a quick knock, maybe they can make something happen. But yeah, I think out of favorable positions, I think GSG's definitely got the leg up.
So talking about Entropiq, they picked up a coach, Pistola Time, who I know for a fact has a ton of experience looking at the PC version of PUBG. And one thing Pistola Time told me is that the team, they need to work on their mentality outside of the game because they really let poor performances get the better half of them. Pistola Time says that the team, they know how to shoot their weapons. They got that on lock, and they have good game sense. And Entropiq, when we look at the group stages, they finished in 4th place. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because right now Entropiq currently in 11th place on the overall leaderboards. And, you know, you got to keep in your mind, I guess, the mentality levels. And, you know, when you're having poor games, when you're having bad performances, you just can't let that get the better of you because they're here. I mean, they made it to the finals. They are almost there to make it to that next stage. So I'm curious to see, you know, what Entropiq can do to kind of boost their morale right now. Obviously a chicken dinner, but I mean, you got the experience, Hot Jukes. Like, how do you get out those slumps?
I'll tell you what, you know, they already hired a coach, but they need to hire a motivational speaker. And that's you, Dave. That's you. You know, they need to hire someone to lift their spirits up when it comes to those downtimes, because you know what? It's so much easier said than done when you after a bad performance to really just bounce out of that, you know, or get out of that bad mentality and just start fragging out. It's so difficult. At the same time, it's a must. You have to do it. All the top teams, I think, have different methods of doing it. Some of them, it's through, you know, talking and hyping each other up. For some of them, it's yelling at each other until they perform. So it's different thought processes go into it. At the same time, you have no choice. You got to show up and you got to be able to make those adjustments on the fly.
Show up and pour up. Next zone goes on up. This is a huge come up for our squad over there of Hate Gaming EU, currently in 13th position overall. They pretty much had this island all to themselves. They had enough time to get some loot. We see Jaja over there. We see Fox up there in the mountains. Shifu looking down there towards the south. I want to see the squad group up. Now's the time to group up and take full-on advantage of that position, because now we're going to see a lot of teams looking to rotate towards that island right now. Jukes.
They have it all to themselves, and that is a really huge opportunity for them. And I think you're exactly right. I'd like to see them get together and decide to choose one position to gatekeep. And Hey Gaming EU, they're currently in 13th place. This could be that bounce back game that we just saw from Gamers Unite Nations and Exotic Alliance. For them, they have to make sure that they squeeze all that potential juice out completely, though. And just to kind of elaborate a little bit more, reason why we keep saying group up is because I think a lot of teams and a lot of IGLs that play, you know, scrims early on or lower tier matches, they think that, okay, let's just spread out and we'll cover so much position. But at this high level, I mean, the shots from these players are so good that if they catch you split up, they're going to 4v1 you, 2v1 you, bait you out, and then just pick you apart piece by piece. So better to work together than not. You can see some great nades coming out there from Nasty. That's going to kind of get that revenge knock. Gold touch, though, getting picked up. He is going to get the full reset. So there you go. You see Silencer Gaming now here on the other end by these warehouses, by Boot Camp, trying to press in. You see those nades sneaking through those windows. If they're able to get one more, you know they're going to send it. At the same time, got to play this very, very carefully. Oh, what a nade. Yes. What a nade from Yiz. What a great position, too. Pandas saying, no, sir. Silencer Gaming. We got some silent tricks up our sleeve on the side of Yiz with those nice nades. And he's got a beautiful angle. Beautiful angle right here. So for anybody that's watching this, that's wondering how you deal with teams fighting up on this hill, this angle you see here from JK First, or from GK First, this is the one. This is how you do it.
This is the one to make them be the one. And the thing that they need to keep in mind, and we saw GK First kind of looking behind them as well, GSG, they're going to hear these gunfires. You know, they hear the shots, and they're in the area. They're in the area as well. Now, I think Nasty, just going to bleed on out. Nasty had multiple opportunities to pick up gold touch, but decided to toss out those grenades instead, which is smart. You know, you got to stop the push. But at the end of the day, all that time, it just allowed Yes to reposition and get close enough to toss the grenade in return for themselves. And Panda's currently in second place, currently with 31 kills overall, and very aggressive squad. We see them in the kill feed. But Entropiq, this is the team we were talking about. They're making the push uphill towards Scrimfarms, and there's our boy Clown in the guard tower with the barrel. Spraying him down so good, but was connected in return.
1v1.
The last one alive. 1v1. Woo! 1v9. Entropiq coming out top with 4 kills right there.
What a finish there from Entropiq. That was a really close one. Clown had a really good angle here from this guard tower. He just got like literally the tip that his hair, you know, he needs to cut it because he just got tipped right there at the end and got knocked down. And then it came down to that 1v1. Entropiq obviously winning that. So that's a big win on the side of Entropiq, considering that they're in 11th. They need to continue, though. They need to continue this on, start moving, get into this next zone, and really put up some major points on the board because they got some catching up to do.
We were talking about their mentality outside the game. Well, a squad wipe, that's definitely going to boost it up, especially against Scrimfarm. I mean, they're known to be a very aggressive squad, especially Clown. That level 3 backpack. I mean, I do not want to face Clown. They not hit those shots. And hey, next zone goes on up once again. Looks like Hate Gaming EU right smack in the middle. Meanwhile, a lot of teams on that east side all going to be working their way across that water. And I think, Hot Jukes, we might have ourselves our first boat tape of the PMCO Finals.
Boat tape, baby! I love to see it. And I mean, at the end of the day, when it comes to these particular type of zones, you got to get crafty. You got to think of something to be able to try and get inside of it because, you know, just running your way in is so tough because there's already so many teams set up, prepared, and gatekeeping you. You can see right now, uncalled for, they're trying to cross the water, and they are just getting shot like crazy here from D double T. Putting on some shots. He's going to take one of them in the process.
Nice little spot right there in the back of the dump truck. DTT. I asked them, what does it mean? And they said it means we have everything. I know the squad is from Romania as well. Like our squad 4 Romanian men. So I was like, what does DTT mean? Like, I gotta know. And they said it means we have everything. So hopefully they have everything when it comes to positioning for getting this chicken dinner. Their second one here in the tournament.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see if they got it all when it comes to this match. I mean, at the same time, I mean, they're in first place, so they definitely got everything. They just got to hold on to it. And there's going to be so many teams looking to pass them up, so they got to be really careful. Got to make sure that you stay concise, stay consistent, don't get too cocky, and be able to pull out those plays. Because right now, is pretty separated from the rest of his squad. You got 4 Romanian men having to creep their way in little by little. And they got their eyes locked on the Gamers Unite Nations, just trying to stalk their prey, and push up into this next zone.
Looks like is by themselves in that dump truck on the bridge. So I don't know exactly what happened, but Dexter from 4 Romanian Men. Herbs, about 1 HP, able to hit the grass, heal on up. 4 Romanian Men on bot, pulling back to get that support, get that pickup. But Herbs, my goodness, catching some luck right there. I mean, if someone was to blow a gust of wind towards them, they would have been knocked out right there.
Oh, and Dexter almost had that 2-piece. He really almost did and just lost that trade at the last second. So it's really unfortunate on the side of Dexter, but really, really fortunate on the side of Herbs. But 4 Romanian Men, they did get the pickup, and now they're starting to try and press in. They're going to catch Herbs there slipping. Sushi tried to just run straight in. Kraken's going to shut him down really quickly. Rana's pre-firing that to try to let his teammate get to that rock, which they do. And you see 4 Romanian Men, the rest of the team, doing this wide rotation, trying to sneak up on the backside of Kraken. Is he going to be able to spot him, though? Oh, they might see him. They might see him through this window from that angle. You can see Dexter looking right at there. Is he going to see him? He goes for the laydown. Oh, it looks like he's going to move right out the way. So from here, 4 Romanian Men are going to try to take out Kraken so they can get their teammate up, but it's only a matter of seconds. They got to be able to take him out now.
Ooh.
Good nade.
Giving him a little love tap right there. And now we see the duo from 4 Romanian Men. No, the trio. They're going to be circling Kraken. Looks like Dexter currently playing that bait over here, trying to get the intel. Luckily for Dexter, they're not thirsted yet, as time is running out right now.
It is definitely running out. And for Romanian Men, here comes the next blue zone. So I think at this point, they have to full commit just for this 1 point. They've got 5 alone, but they're going to lose a lot of players here in this process. It's a matter of time, though. They got to press. They got to press now. Bot coming on in the building. They know they're in that. They know he's in that closet. Yeah, there's that nade. There's that Molotov. That's going to press him out. Here he goes. Full sending it. Bot going to try to get that pickup really fast before they push. And they've got to take out Kraken now because this is still zone 4. But once they hit zone 5, it's going to hurt. He's going to get a knock on his side. But that nade's going to shut him down from Rana. So there we go. 4 Romanian Men are going to be able to get this pickup, get this loot. Not a lot of meds though. And now look at this is waiting for him. VSS 2, silent shots. Sushi has no idea where those shots are coming from. So is in a good opportunity here to gatekeep.
Oh no.
Oh man, look at Rich too setting up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Daos
it's so
Legion.
hard to track with that VSS.
They're just setting up a classic gatekeep right here. For Romanian Men, they spent so much time. They were so thirsty for that 1 point, fighting in the blue. They were able to get that loot from the crates, and it looks like they're going to be finding themselves a Ronnie. They know that they're receiving some shots, but they don't have an option. They need to send it across this bridge to avoid getting chunked out from the blue zone. And here we go with the YOLO send. Oh, AWM was concerned with taking out on bot. We're going to be swapping on over to the M4. 1v1 here on the bridge in the blue zone. Rana spray down from AWM. Taken out from the bridge camper. 3 kills right now for Daos Legion AWM.
Daos Legion doing a great job, a phenomenal job so far of being able to put some more points on the board. You got to be careful though, because 6 is going to be quite a bit, but look at the blue zone now. The blue zone is straight chunking him. He cannot afford to drive that Ronnie. He's going to be stuck there. So I think we're going to see Daos Legion just get taken out here by Papa Blue.
So 6 kills is equivalent to a 5th place finish. So they have that working for him. And talk about working for him. Hey, Gaming, this zone shift, it is right on top of their hill. We see them kind of spreading out right here. Shifu's position is interesting to me because if they get knocked down on top of that cliff, they're probably not going to get revived. But this risk might actually pay off for them, as they're going to be overlooking a lot of teams right now, all scrapping it down there towards the bottom of the hill.
Like I said it earlier, this is Hate Gaming's time to shine, but they need to be able to work together as a team, and they're still super separate, and they've already lost Fox in this position. I don't like this play style. I think that they put themselves in a big position now to overwhelm each other, because it's so difficult at this level to 4v1, 3v1 people. And now look at this. Shifu wide out in the open. Poppy's going to take him out from this angle. And yeah, just trying to cover too much ground by yourself. So now Hate Gaming, who had a great position, due to being separate, are just getting picked apart piece by piece.
They were the only team in this actual spot since circle number 1. So they had so much time to come up with some type of strategy on how to use these cliffs to their advantage. But this split might just bite them in the butt. 3 kills so far. Next zone does shift. It doesn't favor all their positions. Looking on over there, looks like GSG going to be sneaking in that back door with Rexpect on top of the mountain. But Gringo, with the Tommy gun, the last one alive right here from Uncalled For, not making a move. Hot Jukes trying to remain undetected.
Gonna have to make a play. And now you can see Hate Gaming, they've already officially lost 3 other members. So now it's just Slick left up. Had a great spot. Now, just like that, a big, huge opportunity squandered away just due to trying to play this a little bit more split than grouped up together. GSG's right on top of them now. And we're just seeing plays just come back and forth from all these squads. Entropiq gonna take out LakoNostra Power there. They've got 8 kills. So this is a great game so far on the side of Entropiq. Not to mention he's gonna get some good loot from these kills, and they got zone. So Entropiq have a big opportunity here.
Zone, baby. Octavian trying to get the heal up. Was able to get the heal popping out. Ooh,
Shut
not
down.
able to get those shots with the barrel. Oh, man. How sweaty is this going to be? 5 teams to go. Simple with the ghillie suit. I'm not here. That's what they're saying. I'm not here. I'm just a ghillie suit. You can't see me. but their biggest concerns right now is just surviving, as they are going to be in that blue zone.
About to say, yeah, the only thing that can't see him is the blue zone, and that might just be enough because it is going to be so tough. Simple is able to barely make it in. Reeks, I don't think is going to be able to. Yeah, you can see him running for his life. He's going to go down to the play zone as well. Circle number 7, it just straight chunks you, and he realizes too. Simple is like, please come here and give me all your first aids because I'm going to need them because there's no way I'm getting into this next zone. There's zero way Simple is going to be able to get in there unless he can fly. But I don't think he's got. I don't think that Gilly's got those jetpacks on there. You gotta go to power armor.
Put on them space jams, bro. Put on the space jams. You can do whatever you want. GSG though, they're honestly setting up for a chicken dinner. They need to make sure not to lose track of Rexpect, who are going to be right behind them. And I already see on that mini map, Rexpect, they got some type of split going on right now. I believe that's going to be Bardot on that off angle. GSG, this is their game to win though, Hot Jukes, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they came in from that backside. They're starting to flush this really well. Gringo from Uncalled For, trying to get a 1v1, but is having to deal with another teammate. I think he does hit those shots. Andalito's up on top. He's going to have to come and help out his teammates right now. There goes Entropiq down and Uncalled For. Big finishes. Oh, still no limits. Trying to creep in. Simple is trying to get up into the zone, but he's going to have to deal with a full squad. That Tommy gun's not going to be enough. GSG shutting it down. Oh, man. This is a quick finish. Quick finish here on the side of GSG. One more rating member. That's going to be Rexpect Esports. Who's going to win this? Can Bardot pull off the impossible? Can he be able to get a huge 3v1 with hardly any cover at all? It's going to be tough.
I can already hear Poppy crawling towards Bardot saying, pick me up. You got the smoke. You need me. You need me in this 2v3. But Levi going to be pushing with the Uzi. GSG. Winner, winner, chicken
GG.
dinner. They came into this game 3rd place on the overall leaderboard. 60 total points. That chicken dinner. They will officially be the first team to get 2 chicken dinners here in PMCO Finals here.
Massive game for GSG Europe. I believe after this game, they're gonna be way up on the leaderboards, way up. I can't see where their position ends up changing to. Rexpect Esports, this is a really good, solid game for them. At the end of the day, it's all about being in top 4. Top 4 is the goal. So if you are Rexpect Esports, GSG, these teams that have already been kind of, on top of the leaderboard so far, to be able to get a good, solid performance here, that's going to really just cement them even further and make all the rest of the teams have to play catch up. So great game for them and an opportunity not squandered away.
Yeah, and this is probably the best game that No Limits have had so far here as well. In the PMCO Finals, they came into this match 15th place with only 8 points. So a 3rd place by itself gets you 10 points, and they got 5 kills to go with it. So 15 points, that's a solid boost that they are going to definitely need moving forward. Now, only if they could continue to acquire maybe 8 points, maybe 5 points per game, really help them out right there. Honestly, though, the zone, when it comes to Sanhok, the zone is pretty much the only true winner at the end of the day. But GSG, I mean, they just snuck up right behind everybody towards the end right there, and they showed up with 4 alive, and that right there is exactly why having 4 alive towards the end game is such a huge advantage, Hot Jukes.
Man, I'll tell you what, when it comes to Sanhok, Papa Blue, man, if you start coming into zone late, he's going to whip out that belt, and he's going to start spanking you real quick. We saw so many teams just get punished by it. But guess what? We got Miramar coming up next, the biggest map that we're going to be able to see these teams play on. So they got to go. Get ready. Get locked and loaded. We'll catch you guys right after this quick short break. Welcome back, everybody, here for match number 3 of the PUBG Mobile Club Open EU West Finals. Of course, sponsored by Xiaomi, innovation for everyone. So we already had half of the day. It's done with. Now we got Miramar and Erangel coming up. And Dave, we've seen some people moving the leaderboards. I think we've seen some movement going up, some going down. But mainly, we've seen some people shoot up in this just past couple of matches, just like that.
And that's exactly what they need. That's exactly what they need. Bring it up, my man. Bring up the leaderboard.
Yeah, bring it up. Let's go.
Got it. I know you got the leaderboard. Show the people what they want.
Ooh,
GSG.
Daos Legion.
GSG. Looking good here, Hot Jukes.
Man, GSG Europe have now taken the #1 spot. So DTT says we have everything, but guess what? We got second place is Daos Legion. They've officially been passed up. Panda is creeping up behind them. Rexpect Esports is creeping up behind them. I mean, 4 Romanian Men is just around the corner. I mean, there's so many teams here in contention. And again, I can't stress it enough. Top 4. That's what matters the most. That's honestly the biggest thing for all of these teams. You want to be there above all else.
And we're starting to see the gap just a little bit, very tiny bit develop here, when it comes to that first and second place compared to everybody else, because 84, 76 points, as long as GSG and Daos Legion can continue playing consistent like they have been, they're just going to consistently increase their little tiny baby point gap that they're starting to develop here. So that's exactly what they need to do. Panda and Rexpect Esports now, they're right on the line. They are right on the line. For Romanian Men, they got bumped down. I believe they started today in that top 4 position. But honestly, it's going to be close. I mean, this is just going to be the name of the game heading into the final Erangel map of PMCO Finals in 2 days from now. So get used to it, man. Just get used to it. And just make sure, though, one thing that is important, though, make sure that in that last game, you are there. Like, you are ready. You have enough points to even try to qualify. And I'm saying that because we're starting to see that point gap develop between the left half and the right half. I mean, if we look at the right half of the leaderboards, LakoNostra Power, only 12 points, uncalled for 20 points, that gap is just looking too steep right now, Hot Jukes, for me.
It's getting thick. I mean, look at GSG Europe in first place with 84. You got 9th place Silencer Gaming with 40. So that's more than double of their total point scores. Now, it's still pretty early on. We can definitely see a lot of these teams catch up. The thing is, like we mentioned, and like you're stressing on, they need to start doing that now, because soon it'll be to the point to where they cannot catch up. And we saw in the last stage, right? We saw some squads bust out some 14 kill second places, and even then it wasn't enough for them to catch up. So you don't want to put yourself in that position. You want to be able to start, closing that gap. And I think that if you are a Exotic Alliance fan, if you're a Gamers Unite Nations fan, you should be pretty excited, considering that game #1, they pretty much got themselves back into that contention for top 4. At the same time, can't let that slip. Can't let that slip. 2 more matches left to go. You got Miramar coming up here. You want to put up some big, consistent points on the board.
And that's the issue for me. Some would say if you got an issue, get a tissue. Well, you can't get a tissue in this situation. And the issue being that a lot of teams, when we look at the group stages, they did rely on getting that one insane game where they had 16 kills. Like, they had no other choice. You know, they either get a chicken dinner, get a top 5 finish with 16, 15 kills, and then you qualify, or you don't qualify at all. Like, that cannot be the case now. Like, that's just not going to help you moving forward. Now, we might see that, you know, when it comes to that 4th place position, but honestly, consistency is king, and that's probably who we're going to see move forward to PMPL. Because when we get to PMPL, it's a lot longer of a stretch when it comes to games, you know, a lot longer. And that's where consistency really starts to shine. If you guys are out there, you know, make a counter on how many times I say consistency, by the way.
Consistency, all right? Yeah.
Consistency. I'm probably at 20 right now. But it's true, man. It's so true, though. I mean, come on, man. It's so true.
I mean, it's hard to really doubt it. I mean, it's something that we're going to keep on harping on. You're going to hear us repeat over and over because that's really what it's all about. It's really what it's all about. Because a lot of these top teams, all they have to do now is just do exactly that. Just put up some decent points on the board every game, and that gap is going to start getting bigger and bigger, and they're going to separate themselves from the rest of the squads. And remember, top 4 move on to PMPL. Now you're going to have a whole bunch of other divisions in the Europe PMPL fighting against each other right now. So for those of you guys, definitely make sure you're following all the PUBG Mobile Esports, Twitter, everything, so you can keep up with all those other squads, because in the Pro League, top 4 of the best squads on the planet, as well as some invited teams, are going at it. So this is the setting ground for all those teams in those positions.
Follow our Twitters, by the way, too. We'll keep you up to date.
Yeah.
One-stop shop, baby. One-stop shop, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, Miramar time. The players loaded on up. They got their parachutes on for another time, another round. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. Miramar, baby.
Miramar. Let's go. The plane. You can see it. The players are in it. And guess what, Dave? This plane path is going from the south to the northeast right here. So a nice little plane path. I personally do not care for zones this far south on Miramar. I definitely prefer plane paths that are a little bit more central to at least leave El Pozo in play. And I think a lot of these teams are going to feel kind of in a similar situation. At the same time, I just know that a lot of these guys do not want a southern zone. We saw what happened yesterday when there was a southern zone in Miramar. And I know all these teams are hoping that this first circle heads up on the north side.
I mean, that's what you want. I want a southern zone. I'm just going to call it right there.
You do? Okay. Where do you want it ending then? Where do you want it then,
right
Dave?
There on prison, brother. On prison. Because Entropiq, they're dropping there. We got Panda dropping there. We got 2 teams down there dropping right on out of that plane. If we can get circle number 1 to favor that and continue to shift down there, I mean, it's going to be a spicy meatball, because we never get to see. I mean, personally, I never in my life, since I was a baby, got to see a prison finish on Miramar. I got to see those 2 little islands out there to the east, those 2 little islands. I saw that 2 times in my life. 2 times. Right on top of the island, but never a prison. And it looks like,
well, guess what?
I'm not going to get it.
You ain't seeing it today. You ain't seeing it today, baby.
Man.
You know, that's I have been playing PUBG Mobile since about 3 months after the game released. So almost 3 years now. And out of all the Miramar games I've played, and I've played a whole bunch, I think I've only personally had 1 finish on that bridge in those 2 islands down below. That's how rare that zone is. It's so crazy to see. So, I mean, unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to see it here today. With the rest of these teams, I know that they're I think they're more than happy with that, with that not happening. At the same time, it'd be fun. It definitely would be fun to test these teams' map knowledge, to really see these kind of obscure zones. I know it's always entertaining to watch, but I can guarantee you it's not entertaining to play. That's for sure.
You know what is going to be entertaining to watch? I think I saw Dale from Entropiq. I think he had a 6 times on an ump. That would be interesting to
Nice.
watch right there. Yeah, nice. Like, oh man,
Nice.
6 times on an up.
I mean, hey, make sure
I would just
you
single
lead
tap
them
it. I would
shots,
single
baby.
tap it.
Right?
Yeah, I would single tap it. I mean, oh man, I mean, it just looked crazy. I saw it for a second. It looked insane. It looked like he's going for it, man. He's going for it. He's trying to get that highlight montage. You know, the new meta, 6 times ump, 13 kills. I mean, I would click that. I would click that in the thumbnail.
Dude, that ump, like I've shot some people out of vehicles with that ump. You have to track so far ahead. So far ahead. I think that out of all the guns besides like the VSS, it has one of the craziest like bullet latencies, bullet drops out of pretty much almost all the weapons, in my opinion. So you got to make sure you're on point. I definitely think that he's using that UMP purely because it's the only gun he's found. I think he is very much searching for an M4. At the same time, you got to use what you got. If you can't find anything else, you got to make it. You got to make it work.
Use what your mama gave you. You know what else you got to use?
Right.
90 FPS. All right. I mean,
I played
on 90. Well, because you talked about like the bullet latency, and there's multiple sources out there that say if you are 90 FPS, your bullets, they register quicker. And hey, any type of upper hand you can get on the competition, Jukes, you bet it. I'm doing it, man. I'm doing it.
That's right. Better make sure you grab one of those new Xiaomi devices, man, so that way you can make sure you're on your A game. You're on your A game. That's what's most important here. And I guarantee you, all these players are using the best equipment, everything they possibly can do to get even the slightest. I'm talking about a hairpin advantage because there's just so much on the line. Like just to give perspective of how much PUBG Mobile Esports has just rapidly grown. When I played in the first global LAN, that was 2 years ago. The prize pool, $400,000. And that was it. That was like the main tournament that there was. Now, $14 million this year, Dave. So just
crazy.
a little slight uptick, you know, in just a couple of years. That's what we like to call inflation, baby. Inflation, as we saw Nacho inflate that buggy across the map, man. He is sending it right now. These guys are on the move. Rexpect Esports, man. These guys are gaming. These guys are gaming right now. Look at Caster with that buggy. Man, this is some good driving right here.
Dang, man. So you brought it up real quick. I know we might be getting off topic, but this is early game Miramar, all right, ladies and gentlemen. So just relax. All right, we're helping you out here.
Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the podcast. We big chilling. You talked about any slight advantage, and for some reason it reminded me my first time maybe a year and a half ago going to a LAN for PUBG Mobile. Dude, players were doing the craziest things like I've never seen before. And what I'm talking about they were putting baby powder on their phone. You know, they were Vaseline on their fingers and stuff. I'm like, what are you guys?
Deodorant?
What are you doing? Deodorant? Yeah. I'm like, what are you actually doing? Oh man. So yeah, I've been there and seen that. You know, players definitely try to get that advantage at any cost.
You got to have that slickness on the screen. You know, after you put in so many hours, you know, your fingers start to dry up, and that will adjust like how much you're able to flick, the smoothness of the screen. And it's crazy, man. You see so many of these players use different things. You know, claw socks have become a really big thing in the mobile gaming scene. Little thumb sleeves to kind of help you, you know, slide your fingers across. But then like for some people, even like me, it's too slick. So you got to have that natural feel. So it's a whole bunch of things that go into consideration when you're playing at such a high level of mobile esports versus almost any other particular type of platform. But man, I love it. I love the fact that you can play at the highest level, you know, sitting outside of a restaurant. That's what I love about this game so much. And at the end of the day, you know, these players, they're on it. They're on it and ready to go here. Look at Mooney just trying to spot one of these members, one of the pandas out behind that bus. And I kid you not, you can see right now, get one first. He is not moving a muscle. He's being real careful not to stick them toes out too far. He's got that full Angry Bird set too. See that on the back?
Yeah, look at that. We got the pineapple charm and everything. To wrap up our podcast right there, one thing I just want to add: you can't rub your eyes. Don't rub your eyes, because then you got a whole new set of problems. All right, then you can't see the actual phone. So. Oof. But that fight down there on that prison island, that's an interesting one. Panda, they are currently in 3rd place on the overall leaderboards. Now they have some wiggle room to work with just in case they do get taken out very early on and get that goose egg, that 0-point placement point finish. But then on the flip end of that, like, if I am Panda, I still haven't gotten a chicken dinner yet. I do not know if I was their coach. I do not know if I would recommend spending this much time out here, because Miramar is so challenging when it comes to traversing the terrain.
It's a whole lot of time, If you're Panda, you're sitting in 3rd place. You should just be focused on just putting up some decent points. Yeah, you can see even Entropiq. Entropiq's like, man, we're spending way too much time down here. Let's get the heck out of here. So I think they've definitely got the right idea. I think both these squads have already burned a lot of time on the clock. It's still early game Miramar, and I think out of all the maps, this could be the one that's a little bit more forgiving if you're going to come in a little bit later, because everybody's rocking vehicles. But, I mean, it's not very much. It's not that forgiving, because, I mean, you can get taken out like that. Oh, Entropiq, they're going to cross this bridge. They're going to get taken out. Smoke is just a dead giveaway of where they're headed. Yeah,
I mean,
this is not looking
said
good
for Entropiq, right? I mean, Entropiq currently in 10th place.
Look at that angle.
Boards. They spent so much time out here, and Mooney going to be paying the price, and they don't even have the opportunity to get picked up. They got thirsted immediately. Now Sands trying to run away the blue zone. Don't forget, the blue zone is on top of these players. Going to be chunking them down just a little bit, not too much, but it's just more disadvantages towards your end.
Ooh, great knock. Okay. Oh, and before he could get the finish, the other Pandas just said, no, sir. You're going to go down. So the Pandas are going to get 2 kills as well as their loot. Looks like they're going to be able to get their teammate back up as well. So for the Pandas, not the worst start. They definitely, look how much, look at the map though. They got some distance to travel, son. They got a road trip on their hands. So they better make sure they got that beef jerky, you know? They got that, they got their water, got their drinks, because they're going to be on the road for a while. Now, they need some gas cans too.
On the road. And right there, that whole fight, it just shows the trust that they have in each other. We'll get back to that, though. We'll get back to that, because I spoke to Yiz today, and yeah, I mean, they got some history. But looking right here, Gamers Unite Nations, they have been having a phenomenal day. Game number 1, Papa Blue was just blessing them left and right. And right here, Silencer Gaming, this used to be LakoNostra ICE. Silencer Gaming looking to make the breach. Jukes.
Yeah, hopefully looking to make the breach in the top 4. They're currently in 9th place, so right in the middle of the pack. But they have to basically double their score if they want to end up on the top of the leaderboard. And it all starts here against Gamers Unite Nations. They got to be very, very calculated with how they want to press the situation, because it's always about this first knock when it comes to these particular type of engagements. It's all about grabbing intel, getting that first knock, and then using that information to be able to full send it and take them apart piece by piece. And right now you can see that's coming up for both ends. But third party, baby! You didn't have that intel. Clown. Gonna open this fight up just like that. And now here comes Silencer Gaming. Gamers Unite Nations. They are at a big disadvantage now. At the same time, I don't know if they realized that it was that one of those players got knocked, because they didn't knock them themselves. So we could see it. We could see it personally watching. But yeah, I don't think they realize it. But Scrimfarms, they know that that knock's coming. They got that knock, so they are sending it right now. And I don't think they realize that there's 2 squads here. They're going to pick up one of the kills pretty easily. I think by now, Silencer Gaming has to understand. But at the same time, this could be really bad for Scrimfarms. This could be really bad for Scrimfarms, because they're pushing against Silencer Gaming, and they don't realize that this is a whole different team. So they think they still have the advantage, but it doesn't matter. They get a good initial knock. That's going to be 2. Man, Scrimfarms are coming in hot on this one. And they are punishing Silencer Gaming. So I think they think that this is the last guy up, but this is a whole nother team. Now they know. Now they know, because they already got 3. So just Gold Touch, I believe, up left for Silencer Gaming. Oh yeah, he's gonna have to have it. He's gonna have to have that Gold Touch if he wants to take down Scrimfarms, because man, these guys are playing aggressive right now. Clown's hungry. I can see it in his eyes. Do you see those eyes, Dave? They got fire in them.
They're looking crazy. He's got them crazy eyes going. They're all googly, man. They got that one knock, and they immediately just push this one. They got them googly eyes. Hey, Gamers Unite Nations, though, they're like, nope. They lost Wolf in the process. That was who got thirsted, and Wolf, definitely one of their key players. Game 1, Wolf was able to get 9 kills to themselves. So once when they lost Wolf, very strong player from the squad, They're like, okay, I don't know if we can take this fight right now. And we saw them. They pulled on off. Gold Touch might be able to just, I was going to say, remain undetected and survive here because I don't think they accounted for that solo in there, but that's going to be giving away their position. Gold Touch like, hello, I'm right here, and I'm not here anymore. And guess who it was? It was Googly Eyes Clown.
Clown said, you heard my friend?
Man.
You heard my friend? He put that googly eyes right behind his head and came straight for him. So, I mean, Scrimfarms are playing this really well. I could kind of like try to think about their mentality going into this fight because they did get that initial knock and thirst. So I think that when they got the rest of the 3, they just thought that it was the rest of that team. But they should have definitely realized that it was just a knock, at the end, and that there was still one up. But you know what? I mean, when you got all the pressure and everything going on, it's easy to kind of make those little mental slips. But you got to be careful because Gold Touch could have easily turned the tables on them. But, you know, Clown with a great play, able to shut that down really quick. So good job for Scrimfarms as we move on to the rest of the match here. Zone number 3 just starting to close.
Definitely feel like Gold Touch could have just stayed there as well because we started to see Scrimfarms, all 4 members started popping in their vehicles to what I would assume would be to roll out, right? To roll out of there and just continue moving forward. They got their 4 points, they got their 4 kills, but I don't know. Gold Touch right there. I mean, wanted to get revenge.
He wanted it.
Really badly too, and they got 16th place, so that's going to be 0 points for Sanhok Gaming, who currently they have 1 chicken dinner underneath their belt. So 9th place, they are definitely there when it comes to being able to possibly get that 4th place at the end of the tournament. 4 Romanian men we saw over there, all stacked up in those compounds. They need to watch out. Sushi, don't peek, man, don't peek. Loki's looking right in your direction here. Loki wants this bad. This reminds me of Gold Touch.
Yeah, Loki needs to do the sheep bat. That's what you got to do. You got to go bat, and then they'll peek, and then you got to shoot them. That's exactly what Loki, I think, needs to get done. So you can see those bait shots coming out. So now Sushi started to peek, but he's peeking chaos. And you can see Loki just waiting to see that tiniest little pixel from Zushi. Will he start putting those bait shots? I don't know yet. Some smoke's coming out. Interesting. That's kind of risky because you can definitely get pressed up if you're not careful. So you gotta be really careful when you're throwing out smokes, especially in your. Loki did popped him. Oh man, I hate it. I hate it because it's so tough to catch snipes because you're sitting there for so long and using bolt action snipers are so fast. You know, it's so easy to miss them from an observer perspective. So it's tough, but we definitely saw on the kill feed Loki was able to get that confirmed. Oh, another one. Look at that. Karma.
They're just shredded. They're just shredded right now. So we'll see what they can do. Maybe they have enough time to bridge the gap and make the push as, like you said, they did get 2 knocks. So now is the time. But it looks like they're not going to be doing it. They're losing some members in the process on their end of things. The next zone does go on up too. One thing to note, Scrimfarm all the way up there in Graveyard by themselves. They have such a huge buffer between them and everybody else. But getting back to this, GSG getting involved in the mix here.
Tight peaks. Really, really tight peaks. Here comes Karma there with that M24 looking to pop some domes. I'm giving the observers $20 if they catch a headshot with a bolt action. 100%. I got it locked and loaded. Observers, if you're listening to this, catch it. Okay. Catch it. $20, dude. A Benjamin. You know, not a Benjamin, a Jackson. Sorry about that. I'm not that rich. Not that rich. I don't got that Mustache Dave money, you know, but we'll see if Rakes is able to get them that money. If he's able to catch that headshot with that bolt. You can see them looking at him right there as GSG Europe are starting to press up out. They're far out of position. They are way out of the zone, so they got to just press this.
They're still going for the bolt shots, too. I mean, we're talking realistically here. No limits. They're currently in 13th place on the leaderboards, and it looks like they're trying to go for 360 no-scope bolty shots onto GSG. Yeah, and right there, GSG, they're pushing up there. They were within grenade range, but I still heard some bolt shots popping out right there. So, honestly, no limits. You kind of get what you deserve in that situation. But popping on over here, though, Daos Legion, 2nd place on the overall leaderboards, and they're on a little skirmish themselves right now with Team Night Target.
Team Night Target, a team that we saw start off so well in day number 1, have been kind of falling off every single day since. So they need to put some big points on the board. They're going to be able to get one confirmed there. That nade, oh, baby, that one hurt. So I believe that is it for Team Night Target. done and out. At Daos Legion, 4 kills so far. Currently, we're in second place, just barely passed up by GSG Europe. They're going to still be able to put up some decent points, it looks like, once again. Just never going out with a 0-point goose egg game. You know, they've been playing pretty consistent here so far.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have that pen out because you know what time it is. You know what I'm going to say. I'm going to say they're playing consistent. Consistent. That's what they need to do.
That's 2 times.
Daos Legion. And you said it too, so that's 3 times if we're really keeping track. But looking on over here, the Pandas, they made it on out of that prison down there to the south. 7 kills. All right, so the one thing I want to say about the Pandas, talking to Yiz told me the Pandas have been playing together as a squad since season 3. Since season 3. Yeah, that's a throwback. That's a throwback.
Can we get some hashtag OGs in the chat? And the Pandas, they've been kind of playing like they've been a squad for a long time. Now, they've been playing for that long, so you could definitely see that synergy when they play together. I just think they need a little bit more experience, a little bit more time under their belt playing competitive at this high level, because you can play all you want together, but guess what? You can't test clutch, Dave. You can only get your clutch badge here at the highest level, and it looks like they want to earn some more. And just slowly pressing up into this next zone. Let's go Pandas.
Well, you just said that they're trying to represent China out here. They got the whole country on their back trying to finish first place at the end of the PMCO Finals. And I'm telling you, 7 kills right now, 4 up. They are looking good. They are looking healthy. They do need to reposition as that next zone goes on up. These zones, I mean, we talked about Papa Bless. These zones right now are just favoring, Scrimfarms, one after another. Hackshot, though, very interesting position. They are going to be pushing on out to maybe set up a gatekeep over there to the east side. But honestly, they got a crate, and they got the zone all to themselves, so they can do whatever they want here, Hot Juice.
Yeah, not to mention a full team, and they've already played really well off the start. They got some kills. So this is honestly Scrimfarms' game to win. They're going to have so many teams pressing up on them. They need to stand up straight and hit some big shots, get some big kills on the board. It's a big chance for them to start moving up the leaderboard. We can see the Pandas trying to get some information to figure out the way to get into this next zone. And guess what? That way, it's going to involve these vehicles and full sending it through this area as they're starting to creep around, trying to wrap into this next zone. But look at all the teams just waiting for them, ready to gatekeep and take them out the cars on their way in.
Yeah. Ooh, vehicle explosion right down just there. Like that. Uncalled for.
Just like that.
That's the kaboom. That's the good old-fashioned kaboom. And you know what? Time is not on the side of no hate. They can't even sit there and try to think about what's happening right now. All of their squad mates are just going off on their individual missions to survive here. Jaguar laying that suppression fire to allow Tudor to push on up into the zone just a little bit. But, I mean, my goodness, all these teams looking in this direction. There's a ton of teams right now on that west side, all just taking shots at Tudor and Jaguar.
Man, it's so tough. That's the way of the game. You know, when you're stuck, zone starts coming, you got to be able to make some plays outside of it. You can see Jaguar trying to head down that hill. It's going to get caught out. Looks like it's just going to be Tudor left on the side of the Exotic Alliance. Oh, I'm sorry. There's going to be no hay. Yeah, they're going to be taken out right there. So beg for mercy, Exotic Alliance. He's got some nades heading on down from him on the side of Scrimfarm. He's the last remaining member up. 9 teams remaining with 21 minutes. You go out now, 1 point. 1 point in placement. So brutal. So brutal.
Yeah, thanks for playing for 20 minutes. Here's your 1 point. You know, come again. Come again.
See ya.
ALG.
Oh, nade in hand. Oh, the shimmies?
I was gonna say, them shimmies. They had a grenade in their hand, and them shimmies were just so strong. Okay,
he had his hand in the air, and he was bailando. He was like, "What's up, dog? I got you right here with that nade, trying to switch guns, but he got taken out." Daos Legion got that
free fire.
Tried to be able to go to first person, gonna get taken down. So, but the teamwork that we see for Daos, no matter what, 11 kills. Even if they go out now, that's some major points. Just so, guess what, Dave? Consistent, baby. Consistent.
Hey,
right? Oh my gosh, if this was a drinking game, could you imagine?
Yeah. I mean, hey, the viewers are having a blast, so that's the case. Hey, ALG was picked up, going to be tossing some grenades right now, trying to redeem themselves after that whole clip spray down we saw just a couple of moments ago. Herb's out there in the distance as well, trying to survive. Kaboom goes the dynamite, vehicle exploded. Daos Legion, just a duo, but they have 11 points when it comes to kills alone. That's just a little bit over the third place finish if they were to get that here. Messi wrapping around in the blue, I believe. Maybe trying to make a play right here. And looks like ALG is saying, see you later, El Chapo. I'm not sticking back here, my man. You got to handle this yourself. And El Chapo's handling it quite well here, Hot Jukes.
Yeah, LakoNostra Power putting some more points, and he's got the Golden Marauder. There's only one of those in the entire game. Vasti, he's stuck. There's no way he's moving into zone. Yeah, it is El Chapo. Of course he's got that Golden Marauder. Stunting in style. Now I like the fact that he turned around, trying to make sure his back is clear. Still wide out in the open, though. I mean, there's just no choice. You got to be able to deal with what you got. Chapo is going to have that Marauder blown up, so RIP to that. There's still two of his teammates. I'm sorry, all three teammates are still alive. Looks like Power's going to try to go and get him right now.
Look at this zone. It's an open field. It's an open field.
Such a tough circle.
So troll. I mean, all these remaining players on the edge right here. LakoNostra Power, they do have 4. And did El Chapo blow up that car, by the way? I'm not sure why they would have done that, because they need that vehicle to push into this next zone and use it for cover. And their other Marauder is already smoking.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen here. It's gone, baby.
Yeah,
I think it
was one of those. I think it was one of those members from Scrimfarms that took out that vehicle. So really unfortunate for LakoNostra Power. They do have a buggy, but you can just see Heckshot. He's going to spot him, and he's going to put more pressure as this zone is starting to close on top of LakoNostra Power. I don't know if they're in. They may be in by just the slightest little inch, and they are hoping this zone does not pass up this hill, because that is the only cover that they have.
Scrimfarms are so smart too with what they're doing. They're using these smokes as soft cover, and then they're peeking to take some shots. They're trying to take out LakoNostra Power. Hackshot was able to push, does have cover to work with for the time being. ALG,
the blue,
coming out with the car 98. Scrimfarm. Okay, Scrimfarm, you have to win. These zones are just a magnet right now towards them. I cannot believe this.
That last circle right there, I think that was the one. That was the one that they needed. And okay, if you're gonna get to Scrimfarm, how are you gonna do it? Guess what? You're gonna do it in the wide open. You better have them dancing shoes on tight, because you are gonna need them. You can see Chapo with that mini 8X trying to be able to pop some shots, get something, take away some of the angles that Scrimfarm has, because they are so well positioned. Can he hit that shot through that window? Can't do it. So devastating for Chapo and his squad, because now all Scrimfarms has to do is apply the pressure and let Papa Blue do the work for them.
Yeah, 8 times on the mini though, trying to get those knocks. Looks like 3 members of Scrimfarms going to be concentrating on taking out the free points from uncalled for. Ooh, I see LakoNostra Power. They're trying to make some plays.
Shots.
They're using this moment to wrap around that eastern edge and try to overthrow Hackshot right there.
Oh man, dude, if Scrimfarms lose this, it'll be the throw of the century. They have this game in the bag. It is literally their game to win. You can see them bringing the buggy now all the way up. Chapo trying to make something happen. He's going to get headshot right there, so he is super low. And now Scrimfarms are just slowly starting to creep up on their prey. That is the rest of this team, and they're going to gobble them all up, baby, because that is a chicken dinner on the side of Scrimfarms. And look at those kills. Look at those kills. 14, Dave. 14, just like that.
Yeah. 14 kills. Those kills almost doubled the amount of placement points that Scrimfarm has acquired so far. Scrimfarm coming into this match 8th place on the overall leaderboard with only 41 points. All right. They only had 41 points. A chicken dinner is going to be 15 plus those 14. That's going to give them 29 points. So that is the game. And you know what? I got to give it to them, Hot Jukes, because we saw them from the very start of this game. Clown got 1 knock. They pushed it right away. No hesitation. They had a game plan. And the game plan was to get as many kills as possible. And that's exactly what they did. Not to mention the zone. The zones, it liked their game plan. The zones like, okay, let's just keep giving it to them. They got about 3 to 4 different zones in their favor. And then you called it. That last one, I mean, it was just right on top of them. All those other teams, those other 2 teams alive, they had to run across an open field. That was a GG right there, right? I mean, that was insane.
That was the nail in the coffin right there, that last particular zone. At the same time, you just can't be a squad that really depends on it. And I think that Scrimfarms have proven that they're able to win fights outside of zone. It's just when you do get those great positions every so often, you gotta squeeze that juice. You know, they gotta squeeze that potential juice for all it's got. And Scrimfarm have proven that they're a team that they can do that. That they can go when they get those opportunities, that they are going to use it to their absolute fullest. Another team I got to give props to, LakoNostra Power. And the reason why is because they have been not having the best performances so far. I believe prior to this, let me look at it, double check. Dead last. Dead last with 12 points. So this second place finish, as well as I believe they had how many kills? 5 in total? Yeah, literally doubled the amount of points they've had in the past 6 games right here. So a great start for them. At the same time, top 4 is what they're going for. 5th place is not good enough. It's not good enough for any of these teams. You got to be in the top 4, baby, if you want to make it on to the next level. So they still got a lot of work to do. 1 game left here today. Let's see if they're going to be able to do it. Let's see if they're going to be able to do it. Everybody, get ready. We'll be right back after the short break. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back here for the last game of the PUBG Mobile Club Open EU West Finals, of course, sponsored by Xiaomi. Innovation for everyone. I'm Hot Jukes here with Mustache Dave. You can see our names right down here. If you want to, give us all a nice little follow on Twitter, as well as the PUBG Mobile Esports official, so you can keep up with everything that is going on, because man, it's starting to heat up here. It's starting to heat up here, Dave, because this is the last match here of the day. After this, half of the finals are done. That's it.
By the way, did we reach 1 million followers or subscribers on the channel yesterday? I know yesterday
I think we're getting close.
I
think we're getting close.
So today's the day. Today's the day. 1 mil subscribes on the YouTube channels. Hit that button. Hit all the buttons, ladies and gentlemen. If you are just sitting back, big chilling, one thing we ask you to do is hit the buttons. All right, just hit the buttons, and everything in the world will be better. So Daos Legion, I mean, this team, whoo, baby, they finished the group stage 13th place. So they barely qualified to even make it here to the PMCO Finals. Bring up the leaderboards, by the way. Bring it up.
Let's go. Bring them up.
Whoa! 93. Hot Jukes, 93 points. So yeah, talk about showing up to the party. They're showing up, man.
They done showing up, and that's what's so crazy is league stages. I always said it, like I think I said it before. You never want to be first place in league stage, and I think the reason why you don't want to is just because you have all eyes on you. Everyone's looking at your drop spots, everything going into the next stage, and then look at Daos. Nobody was really looking at him. They were in 13th place, right? Guess what? Come finals time, where it matters, where if you get top 4, you will move on to the actual pro league. Boom. Hello. 53 kills. That is more kill points alone than pretty much 8th place on down have in total points. Just a monster performance so far here in the finals.
They got that Vaseline, man. That's the secret. They got that Vaseline. That's the secret.
What?
I'm telling you, that's the secret.
Oh yeah. For the fingers. Yeah. The screen.
Their fingers are sliding. I mean, they're in them full gyros all over the place, right? Scrimfarms. I mean, winner, chicken dinner. Last game, they are now here in the 4th place. And if we were to say, hey, Hot Jukes, Dave, we're just gonna call it right here. All right, we're good. We're good to go, ladies and gentlemen. They would qualify, right? I mean, that's not the case. All right, we still have one more game today, and then 2 days in total. This is a best of 16. But the goal, just in case you are out there watching, just tuning on in, the goal here for PMCO Finals is top 4. That is the goal that all these teams are currently fighting for right now. And Scrimfarms, they're here. I mean, top 4. Now all they need to do is make sure that they stay up there, right? I mean, just continue on with, I'm not going to say the word, but just continue on with what they're going with so far.
And for everybody that knows the word, put it in the chat, baby. Put it in the chat right now if you've been watching, if you've been paying attention, because guess what? That's exactly what all these teams that are on the top really need to do. But the teams that are on the bottom right now or anywhere near below, they're going to need to start having some pop-off games. They're going to need to start, I think, right now, because half the tournament's going to be done after this last game. And we're going to find out if one of these teams at the bottom are going to be able to win it here in the final match of the PMCO EU West Finals, day number 2, right here. And it's going to end in Erangel with a nice little plane path coming from the north all the way down to the south.
PMCO! Put the PMCOs in the chat. PMCO! Put them in the chat as well, ladies and gentlemen. This is game number 8. After this game, bam! Karate chop right in the face. We will be 50% done with the PMCO Finals. 50%. That's a huge number. That's a huge percentage. And yeah, teams top 4, Daos Legion, GSG, Panda, Scrimfarms. We're going to be looking at them. Rexpect Esports, they have been hovering on the line with that top 4. They've just been flirting back and forth. 4th, 6th place, 5th place. They're currently in 5th place right now. So if you are Rexpect Esports, even for Romanian Men, this last match of the day, you want to make sure to get some kills. You want to make sure to get some placement points so that you can end the day in that top 4 feeling good, baby.
Oh, baby. I'm looking at the chat right now, and I see definitely some love for Rexpect Esports. Got to give a shout out to Anka, throwing up some love for Respect. Amelia PUBG Spain says, go Niñas, go Rexpect Esports. So a lot of support for this team. I see some support for GSG as well. So, I mean, dang, there's so much on the line here. And a lot of these teams have been performing pretty well. Rexpect is now just outside of that much desired top 4, and they could definitely get right back into it in this match. And when it comes to Erangel, I think the statistic board, I think it's all even here. I think it's all even because anything can happen when it comes to Erangel. These teams just know this map so well. It's all about who's able to show up the most.
Checking in with our first place team, Daos Legion. They're going to be in North George all to themselves, and we got Hate Gaming EU in South George. 15th place on the overall leaderboard. 15th place. This was our number 1 team coming in to the PMCO Finals from the group stage at around almost 80 kills in 12 games. Currently, they're sitting at 21 kills with only 8 placement points. So Hate Gaming definitely looking for the turnaround game, that confidence booster that they're searching for. And hopefully this game will be that game to at least boost them up maybe around that 9th to 10th place position on the overall leaderboard. Uncalled for, another squad last game. Pretty solid placement points, currently with 20 placement points altogether, only 14 kills. So this is a big game, as will every game played here in PMCO Finals be a big game, but this one,
right?
I just laugh because I think we say that every game. But
it is a big game, but it's not the biggest game. That's the thing, right? The biggest game is going to be towards the end, but the problem is the reason why we say it's a big game is because it is a big game for all the teams that have not performed well so far. Because guess what? Towards the end, there could be zero chance. There could be no chance for you to be able to make it in the top 4, and you don't want to be in that spot. And we've seen so many teams just desperately start showing up towards the end and have monster performances, and it just not be enough. And it's so devastating for the teams. It's devastating for us as both viewers and fans of this game. And we don't want to see them in that situation. They're literally rolling up on Karma right now. No limits. You can see the shots come out. Oh, a nice little pre-nade. But it's not going to be fast enough, and they're going to punch him out. Hate Gaming, they're mad. This team's pissed. They are not having it today. Okay, they haven't had great performances so far. I think they kind of, in my opinion, they threw that Sanhok. I think they definitely are going to look back at that one because I think that was a huge game opportunity for them. They didn't really take advantage of it, so it looks like they're possibly looking to make it up right here. You see, Jaja did get that spot. And they're going to be hunting him down. They saw him on the run.
Jaja's getting all the spots
said,
right here.
Jaja just said, I just saw the dust kicking from his feet. Banana is sending it out of here. Go chase him down. This is what they need to do. These
are the equalizers.
This is the hate gaming
right
we've
now.
been wanting to see. Yeah, this is what I've been wanting to see
got
from
Jaja,
them.
the spotter right now on top, overlooking, trying to spot out all these enemies, and they are doing a good job. Jaja relaying that message. Hey, we got a loose banana over here, and all 3 members right here trying to push up, trying to make this a 3v1. Banana knows what's coming. Banana just hiding in that little guard tower. It's only a matter of time before the trio of the death squad look into this shack.
They smelled it. They smelled them. Yep.
Banana. Ooh. Got him.
Oh,
ooh, they're getting shot from across the way. Simple. Yeah.
That was
but
nice.
That banana.
Oh, with the bison. Oof.
That banana split, baby.
That banana did split. Oh, it's like they had the banana sensors on, because they smelt that banana out there at that little tower, and they caught him. They caught him fully ripened, ready for the picking.
What's interesting, this is the 15th and the 16th place team on the overall leaderboards fighting it out as we see Banana get punched out in the kill feed. So not exactly sure why those teams are risking so much very early on. You know, whatever they've been doing so far hasn't really been working out. I mean, we see that on the leaderboard. So for them to be dropping near each other like that, still, it leaves you to think, Hot Jukes, like what are we doing? Like, what's the game plan? Are we trying to qualify or not? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're hate gaming, I like to see this aggression because they need it, right? At this point, in order for them to catch up and possibly make it into top 4, I think that they've already dug a hole. And in order to get out of that hole, they have to use a ladder, right? And you know what that ladder is made out of, Dave? I'm gonna tell you right now.
Bananas?
It's not place. It's not. Yeah, it is bananas. You know why? Because it's not placement points. It's kills. That's the only way you're gonna be able to get out of that hole. You can see right now is Zloy's not trying to become one of those kills, and he is sending it away, zigging and zagging in that dossier. It looks like he is gonna be able to get away from GSG Europe, but that is the only way. That is the only way Hate Gaming is gonna catch up. Is through kills, as we just saw them get one on 2 Banana. So Banana does have an association with that. But the only problem is they have to do a few games that just have an insane amount of kills and placement. That's the only way.
I like that. We talk about kills all the time. We talk about how impactful they can be. But I don't think we've ever really stamped that seal of approval and said, hey, team, go for it. Like, hey, team, just get in the game and just try to frag out of your mind. I don't recall us ever really backing that. But right now, I have to agree with you. Hate Gaming, we've seen them from the group stages. A very aggressive squad, well coordinated. Now, they're in that hole right now, but I believe they have the tools, right, on the squad needed to climb on out of that hole. And I think when they start to get some kills as well underneath their belt, it'll kind of offset the challenges that they've been facing when it comes to acquiring some placement points. Because out of all the teams right now playing, they have the lowest amount of placement points out of everybody. They have 8. Only 8 placement points. Ooh. So, yeah. So I think I agree with you 100%. If I'm a Hate Gaming fan, we know they got it in their arsenal. I think just go for the kills right now. Just do it.
Yeah, they definitely have it. I think that the big thing too is, like, you know, you and I, we've been casting pretty much every single competitive match since this new point system has been out. So for quite a while now, we've just seen that when you see teams with this big of a point gap, they just can't catch it with placement. Because if you get 8th place on down, that's 1 point or 0. Hold on real quick. We got a big battle though.
Here we go.
Here's Hate Gaming. This is the squad. This is them. And they got 1 knocked so far. They want to keep everybody up. Wolf's going to be able to have a nice angle onto Fox here. You can see him go for those tires. But Hate Gaming are completely spread out in 3 different ways. And Fox's angle is really compromised. So Shifu and the rest of his team needs to come and help out, come assist. You can see there's some nice smokes coming out to help Fox try to start pushing in. But right now, Gamers Unite Nations, they are in a really difficult spot. They don't have a lot of angles they can push from. Now, finally pushing out of that house is what they needed to do. Ooh. Jaja is trying to put some pressure fire from this angle with that DP. Man, this is going to be a huge nade. If you can hit this, that'll be... Oh, what a clutch nade. What a clutch. I mean, that was unbelievable. That is exactly what Gamers Unite Nations need. They needed that so bad. What a clutch nade.
Oh, man, they had the advantage. Yeah, they had 3 up, and it looks like they're going to lose one. Hate Gaming, they're going to lose one. They were able to get the pickup, but Shifu not really moving a muscle, and I believe their position is going to be compromised. So let's see. Can we go for the double trouble? Will they be able to get another grenade? They're going to be tossing them. Shifu is dead to rights, and here comes the third party for Romanian Men from behind. I believe up there on the hill. Same thing with Silencer Gaming. So things are starting to fall apart for Hate Gaming.
It's like they just switched spots. It's like Gamers Unite just took their position, and then now they got to deal with Silencer Gaming coming to finish them out. So Hate Gaming had the biggest opportunity, but they played spread out, Dave. They played spread out, and now they are getting punished for it. Now it's just Shifu. That US is going to start blowing up right now, and yup, it's gone. So Hate Gaming out in 15th place. Dave, that just goes... Oh, now it's... Yeah. Gamers Unite.
But to your point, though, I definitely agree. I think what they did wrong there, if I was to be a little nitpicky, is they pumped the brakes. You know, Hate Gaming, they were full on aggression since the drop, but then we saw right there they pumped the brakes and the advantage turned away from them. So only a solo left up. Ooh, McNasty tagged and taken down and out. But right here, Silencer Gaming not moving in silence, popping off right here on the edge. Here are the ruins. 5 kills so far for Silencer Gaming. Nice.
See, this just goes to show you just how much time is. Oh, we'll get back to that after this because we got fights going on like crazy here in the last match of the evening. You can see right now we got Entropiq right next to Rexpect Esports. We saw a lot of love in the chat for Rexpect. Can Nacho be able to hold it down?
Holy.
Well, he said the Nacho's about to get melted right now because there's mollies going inside this. Oh, he's outside of it. Oh, a little shenanigans play there for Nacho. Love to see that. Very, very smart play, but how long is he going to last? He needs the rest of his team to come help him. And there's Caster, but just a little bit too late because Nacho is going to go down. This could be a huge nade. He's got to get this off. Here comes the rest of his team. There's Papi Papacito coming in with some nice shots. That nade's going to go ahead and get the confirmation. But now it's all up to Caster to win this last fight. Oh, no, he throws the nade instead. And this might be nice. Oh, it is, baby. One more. One more, Caster. Mooney versus Caster here for a very big fight between these two teams. Both of them needing it. Oh, and is that Exotic Alliance I see on the top? Coming in here as well.
The reset.
Oh,
this is crazy.
They're both going to get 2 players up.
These grenades, yeah, so crazy. Here comes Caster, though. He got the pickup on the Papi's going to be healing.
Oh, he knows exactly where they're at.
Exactly where it's happening. Kaboom! Right there. Mooney going to be forced to try to get the pickups once again. About 1% HP climbing up on top of these rocks. And Papi trying to get the wraparound in the buggy. Papi is going to be able to pull up right from behind. Caster in the wizard tower. Coming. My goodness. Entropiq, they're just getting pinched right now.
Oh, but it's a little short. That Molotov is just not enough. But now there comes Caster. Here comes Papi from that back end. And he is just laying down the fire. And there's going to be Rexpect Esports. Papi with the beautiful wraparound. Able to put that extra pressure on and take out Entropiq. Very well executed. And a nice save there from Rexpect Esports.
And bring it back to Nacho right there. Nacho was not in that second story where that molly landed. That's something that we don't normally see. A lot of times players, they like to be inside the actual room for safety. And usually they go into that little corner, that little closet. But Nacho had the door blocking that molly. And that 100% caught them off guard right there. Because Nacho's like, hello, I'm right here. I'm not inside. I'm not burning, baby. You don't got me. And that right there, that surprise, I mean, you could tell. It kind of caught him off guard.
The angle was gross. Even I didn't see that coming. You know, and we're watching as observers. I thought that he was in that wizard tower 100%. So that just goes to show you, man, those little tiny little micro plays, they do make a massive difference. And just that little surprise, I mean, it caught everybody off guard. And I think that some people watching this back are going to kind of put that little tool and put it in their tool bag. Because, I mean, I could definitely see that, you know, being a play to make. And Nacho showed that it works.
And the reason Nacho was able to do that play as well, we got to point out, Caster was holding their backside. So it allowed Nacho to pretty much be on the side of the door without really fearing too much because their squad mate was overlooking them, right? Providing that cover. So very smart little play. Definitely put that one in the tool book. And now Rexpect right there, smack in the middle. They're going to have some time to regroup their thought process. And next zone does going up, and they're going to be in that zone. 12 teams to go right now, Hot Jukes. 12 teams to go. A lot of teams up there to the south. Or not up there. Up there to the north, that is. So we might have some continued action here very shortly.
Let's Get it going, baby. 12 teams remaining, and it's so crazy. It's like every single time, Dave, that we've seen so far in the PMCO, I always feel, and I want to get your thoughts on this too, because I feel like the last game, it's just like all the teams just start shaking off all those initial nerves, and we just start seeing them frag out. I don't know. What do you think?
They're loose. They're loose, man. I mean, you have 3 games underneath your belt for the day. You're feeling top notch. You're feeling alert. And I'm not gonna lie, maybe even a little bit tired. So all that time that you might have used that brain power to really come up with these crazy methodical plays, maybe it's like, nah, we see the zone, we're just gonna send it, we're just gonna frag out. And I think that's what we tend to see here a lot of the times in the final game. Silencer Gaming on the edge has to be one of their best games so far. They only have 12 kill points in the entirety of the 7 games they played. They're currently sitting on 5 kills this game alone.
And 5 kills, that's already a big start to this game. 39 players total in the lobby. Still a lot of kills to be made, a lot of kills to be had, but you got to be able to go get them. You got to be able to hit them shots, baby. That's what's all that matters. LakoNostra Power, they're a team that really needs to, they need to put some big points on the board. They're really out of position. They're currently on the edge of this circle. It doesn't look like they have any vehicles to their name. If they could catch Silencer Gaming off guard, though, this could be a really big chance for them. But it looks like they're going to finally start taking those shots and hopefully trying to get those tires from those buggies. Looks like they weren't able to catch any, though. And Silencer Gaming looking to slip on by LakoNostra Power.
Yeah, they are taking some shots, but it seems like a couple of them just, whiffing right over their heads. All these tires still going to be safe. But Rexpect right here in front of them. This could be some additional kill points on the side of Rexpect, considering Silencer Gaming, they are kind of split apart right here after that push.
Yeah, that's just them trying to rotate into zone, getting shot up. It's bound to happen. You're going to get some teams, or you're going to get some players split up away from you. So they got to be able to regroup quickly, because this is zone 4. Once you hit next zone, that is not a zone you want to be stuck in the blue. But it's so tough when you got so many squads just gatekeeping you and making it so difficult for you to press in. Look how many teams are up on this hill. These are all really good positions, too, for this next zone. So I really do like Team Night Target's spot. But Team Night Target, man, especially after their performance in day 1, they really need to bounce back. They need a good game here in the last match of the day.
Yeah, they definitely been kind of quiet. Maybe even fizzled out, some would say. Chaos tossing some smokes right there on top of themselves. Looks like Chaos also tossing a molly into that shack, maybe assuming that there might be an enemy over there. Gonna be pulling back to that Wizard Tower. This Wizard Tower, though, I'm not too crazy about it. The second story, you do have sightlines on that little dirt road, but the first story, in my opinion, pretty much useless, because you're not gonna have any sightlines up there on that hill, and then whoever is on the hill will be able to take full advantage of that and just toss some grenades, toss some mollies. So Daos Legion over here trying to regroup their thoughts. They were able to pick Rich up after all that, and we do see that next circle, Jukes. It does somewhat center up right now.
Does center up. Exotic Alliance are going to be in a really good position for this next zone, but they're going to have to worry about that later, because right now we're watching a Daos, the squad that we have seen just perform so well so far. Now going up against Team 14, that's going to be Team Night Target. Are they going to be able to hold it down? Bossy coming in with the nice shots, but good pre-fire there from Chaos. DP, not the best gun to have up close. And man, look at the pressure that Daos Legion is just applying like a vice, slowly closing. But Loki going to be able to kind of help out a lot by getting a huge knock. Goes for the double and does shut them down. That is a huge play from Loki in the end, to be able to take out Daos Legion. They're going to have a ton of loot as well. So this is a big opportunity for Team Night Target to bounce back.
Yeah, huge come up right there. Huge come up. We saw Daos Legion. They tried to do a little 2-2 split. 2 members on top of the road while 2 members try to wrap around. But looking over here, LakoNostra Power looking for that huge come up as well.
Bob Barker.
Andy with the MK14 spray down, but a grenade right on top of Andy. Is it gonna explode?
Run, Andy, run!
Yes, it does. Andy not able to get on out of that grenade in time, but grenades flying back and forth right here. Style 77, I believe the last one alive for LakoNostra Power. And as I say, that nightmare taking him out. Andy's gonna be able to get picked up here. That was crazy. That was just
Andy,
Those grenades flying back and forth. Andy, my goodness.
he heard that nade bounce and he said, I am going to bounce on out of here, but a little too late. But still, great support from the rest of this Exotic Alliance squad. Nightmare really able to shut them down, get him picked back up, which is really, really huge. Now they have their whole team up with a really good, solid position. They just got to keep on doing exactly what they're doing, work together, and start pressing through the rest of these teams. You still got Silencer Gaming centered up. You got Team Night Target here on this other angle. So everybody's got pretty darn good positions. It all depends on where this next zone goes. That's going to be a huge opportunity for whoever gets centered up on it.
Exotic Alliance losing Beg for Mercy right there. That's a big strike on their end because Beg for Mercy has been on the ball here tonight. I believe game 1, Beg for Mercy had like 8 or 9 kills to themselves. So that's going to be a huge loss, especially when they're trying to get a winner chicken dinner this game. Silencer Gaming using these bushes for the time being. Zombie playing that off angle once again. Zombie was able to clutch it out here today and get an actual chicken dinner by playing passive. So that might be what they're attempting to do here once again. And the next zone does favor them. So Zombie could play that clutch card here for a second time in one day.
Can he do it? Can he do it, though? You got to be able to hit them bullets. You got to hit them bullets. You can see Panda, 5 kills to their name. And you know when Panda starts getting the smell of the blood in the air, they want to taste it. They want to get some more action. And Yiz, you can see him up on top, trying to creep into this next zone. Gatekeeping all the rest of 4 Romanian men here on the bottom of the hill. 4 Romanian men, they have to start full sending it up. Here goes Rana on the back end with that buggy. Going to try to navigate up on through Rexpect Esports. Nacho is pretty much the gatekeeping member here, the last one up for Rexpect, and oh man, he is in trouble.
Nacho's got the keys to the city when it comes to who makes it into the zone or not. Rana up there on the high ground. It's going to be spotting out Nacho here very shortly, but Rana trying to concentrate on the Pandas across the way. Oh, 6 kills on the Pandas, and they are right there on the edge of the play zone. They got that knock, and they're full sending it. Yes, the car just centered it in the air, jumping on. Alpha was connected on with that trade. Thankfully for them, their squad mate TI in the tail end of this one able to provide that cover fire. It's up to Sushi. It's up to Onbot in the smokes right now. Here it goes. I believe only one more alive. From behind, Sushi.
Done. Pandas. Look at this, 11 kills, only 1 member up, and he's going to go for the reses super fast because blue zone is starting to close. They are outside of it right now, and they're on the thick end, so that zone's going to close pretty decently quick, but it should be enough time for them to pick everybody up, get healed, and get back into the fight because right now everybody is full on snake play, baby. End zone lay down, not moving a muscle, just waiting for that zone to close and make some plays.
Snake City, baby. Snake City. You know what time it is. Remove that backpack and just snake it to make it. And we're going to be looking on in right here across the way. No hate. 4 snakes. 4 snakes they got to use here. Silencer Gaming are right in the middle. McNasty looking to make some nasty plays as Chaos going to be snaking it right towards them. But one player that I really want to pay attention to is Zombie. Zombie, rank 1 when it comes to snaking it. We saw him get a winner chicken dinner in game number 1 from that strategy. But the Pandas are still alive and they're on the move here, Hot Jukes.
Everyone's just laying down. Everyone's laying down, not moving a muscle. That's just allowing Panda to be able to slowly get back into this game. And I think that's just a cause due to the effect of this zone. No cover here. Everyone's just laid down. Nice little nade. Going to bounce on in, try to be able to catch that car. It's not going to get anybody just yet. But Loki, here from Team Night Target, is trying to be able to add some more kills. Panda, though, I mean, they've got 11 so far. So regardless, this is a massive game for them. They're going to be able to really bounce into that top 4 position, at least in my opinion. We'll have to see what the scoreboard looks like here towards the end. But I think that Panda, I think they're in the best spot here. I think they're in the best spot. They got the most hard cover, and they got a really good potential to really just dominate each side little by little.
And they have 2 Dacias in their arsenal when it comes to that utility in pristine condition. So they could honestly just do whatever they want right now, as long as they can avoid these grenades. And It's gonna be crazy next circle as we have 16 individual players still alive, all just prone right now. It's prone city.
Well, let me ask you this.
Ask
16
me.
players alive. Panda, 11 kills. How many do you think they're going to get towards the end?
I'm gonna say 20. I'm going for it.
20? The 20?
No. 18.
There's not
18.
even that many kills left. 18? 18. All right. Okay.
Dude.
We'll see right now what we're going to end up with. As right now, Loki from Team Night Target's going to try to be able to take him out, but he's going to get shut down. So they're starting to press into the Pandas, and it looks like they are going to be able to apply that pressure even harder. Nice little Molotov there. It's going to be a little bit off the mark from Zloy. And Zloy is the last member up here for Team Night Target, and he's going to think about going for those reses, but there's no way he's going to get it. Yeah, okay, now here comes Yiz. He hears those shots. He wants that pressure. He's going to actually ego 1v1 this, and he's going to get him. 15 kills.
I need 3
now
more.
For Panda. You need 3 more. Can
3 more.
everybody in the chat, how many do you think they're going to get? Put it in now. Put it in now. Let's see who's going to be right, who's going to be correct. Because there's still a lot more kills left to go. Ooh. And there's Exotic Alliance, and he's going to say, you know what, Panda? You can't take this kill because I'm going to blow myself up, son.
Respect points right there. Ooh, T.I. is going to be seeing the grenades popping on out over from Mr. Snake Octavian. So that might be another kill point. Molly. Ooh, Jim, I said 18, man. 2 more. That's all I need. Nightmare going to be spotted right there. And Yiz hearing these shots popping up. Trying to approach this one. Ooh, but Zombie! The Snake catching Yiz to the face right there.
Zombie said, no, sir, with a nice little return shot. So that's going to help out Exotic Alliance quite a bit. Now, this is a team that was really down bad on the leaderboards, but popped off big time now. So there goes Andy. That he was trying to pick up Nightmare. So now you can see both of them crawling, saying, okay, Zombie, come on now. Help us out, man. You're the only one left. The blue zone's closing. They need to pass all his meds. They need to pass their meds off to him. They're not able to. So now it's just Zombie up. Last remaining member for Exotic Alliance. And you still also, you cannot forget about No Hate. No Hate, currently, they were sitting pretty far down. I think they were 13th place prior to this. So this is their chance to really finish off the day strong.
Uh-oh.
But Panda, 16 kills. Can they get the other 2? You said it, 18. That's what you called. Mm-hmm. There's 4 players left. How many are they going to finish off? Who's going to get this chicken dinner? Panda, I mean, they're really poised to win this.
3v1. Zombie, if I know Zombie, probably not going to take any shots unless they're forced to, but Zombie is looking for that bush. They were able to find that bush. I hope that bush is in the zone, but Yiz right behind them. 2-door across the way. Might crawl into that bush in front of them. Little separated from their squad mate, trying to play that off angle, and Octavian Jaguar still tossing his grenades, trying to inflict as much damage as possible onto the bamboo. Panda still currently alive.
I mean, look at this. It looks pretty much almost like an even fight between both these teams. You got Panda and No Hate in very similar situations. Yiz is going to take out the last one, so 17 kills. Here we go, though. No Hate versus Panda. One of the last final zones. Who are the better snakes? Oh, the stand-up from Yiz is going to get the first knock. Go for the second. Gets pieced off, though. Where's the rest of the Pandas, though? They're taking too much time. And now you can see No Hate is making them pay for it. 2v1 situation. There's a nice nade from Jaguar Meow. Trying to be able to get the finish. There's one with the DP. And now you can see the last member's going to get thirsted. So that is going to be it. No Hate end up stealing the chicken dinner away from Panda and getting a much-needed huge game on the board for them. Man, what a great performance.
But who truly is the winner? 17 kills from Panda. Second place.
Number 1 team.
Number 1. 100%, number 1.
100%.
Right there.
100% they got the most points. They have the most points out of any team. So even though that they were second, No Hate got first. No chicken. That's so crazy.
They're vegetarians.
That's so crazy. This is the second time. Yeah, they are. They are vegetarians. Pandas are vegetarian. And it's so crazy to see that this is the second time that we've seen them get the most points in a game and not be the first place team. It's so rare. You don't see it very often. And guess what, Dave? Remember I said there's only one way to be able to get out of the point hole. And it's with the ladder. And that ladder is made of kills, baby. That's the only way. And Panda are just saying, guess what, man? We got a heck of a ladder here. This one is brand new. It's not even aluminum, it's steel, baby. You know, this thing ain't going anywhere. What a crazy pop-off performance for Panda towards the end.
If I can recall, Panda got their 16 kills yesterday in game number 4. So I think something with game number 4 and Pandas just goes hand to hand. Almost 18. I said, first of all, Jukes, I said 20. All right, if they would have won, they would have gotten 20. But you were like, 20, Dave? You had me second guessing myself, so I had to take it down a little bit. 18. I was one off. Regardless, though, 17 kills, one game. They just broke a record for the PMCO Finals. So we are talking about teams trying to come up that ladder. That ladder, you need to get these kills. Well, Panda setting a great example on how to climb that ladder here in the finals.
Baby, I mean, literally showing everybody the roadmap of how it's done. So you know what? Let's just go ahead and pull up the leaderboards. Let's see how far Panda has moved up after that game, because they really popped off. And you can see here, the first team to break the 3-digit mark is Panda, baby. First place team, not a chicken dinner to their name. Vegetarians.
Hey, if that's how they want to roll, they can roll that way. And 108. So 108 from 4th place for Romanian Men. That's 33 points. So they are starting to build that gap. And this is the time. This is the time to do so, because now we are 50% done with the best of 16 for the PMCO Finals. Now, I did say before this even started, I predicted that 175 was going to be at cutoff for that 4th place. I think I'm still holding steady when it comes to that. I think I'm still looking at that number. Jukes.
I don't blame you. I think that's going to be a good target. I think that's going to be a good target for these teams to hit, because halfway done through the tournament, any one of these teams technically can still make it. The issue is that the way you see Panda, Daos Legion, GSG Europe, a lot of these squads have been performing. You have to expect that they're going to have some similar performances here for the rest of the finals. So you got to prepare. You got to pop off. Now, Silencer Gaming, all the teams that are in that 50-point range, they, with a good couple of games, they could definitely bounce back into contention for top 4. But now they're playing catch up. So for everybody that's watching, if you're fans of any of these teams, make sure you go and show them some love, because sometimes the pressure can definitely build up. But I know if you guys throw that support, throw that love, it'll definitely help alleviate some of that off of these squads, because they're going to need every little bit of help they can get, because 2 days left, so much on the line. And with considering the biggest prize pool in mobile gaming history that I've heard of, I mean, there's so much on the line, and you got to be on top 4 if you want to be able to get some of that.
That's true. 4 Romanian Men finally able to get back their top 4 spot. If I'm not mistaken, they started today in that top 4, but they've been going back and forth with Rexpect Esports. Scrimfarms, not too surprised considering their final day performance from the group stage. But I am surprised with Exotic Alliance XTEAM. They just barely qualified. I believe they qualified to be here in the finals by about 5 points. So they're 16th, dead last, but they took the time in between the group stage and now to just improve their strategy, their gameplay, and their synergy. And now they're in 7th place with about 8 more games to go. They are within reach of qualifying. I mean, that's a fact. Now the teams, No Limits, LakoNostra Power, they need to do something big. All right, tomorrow.
Huge.
Game 1, they need to do something big. If they don't, well, I don't know. That ship is sailing here, Jukes, very shortly. And if they don't have a big game number 1 tomorrow, that ship, it's going to be leaving dock here soon, man.
Oh, it's going to be gone. They got to start popping off instantaneously. Just no excuses. And we've seen these teams, they have potential to do it. They definitely can. They just got to play together, play grouped up as a squad, and just make them plays, baby. And as I could say, sometimes you got to go and you got to button up that shirt, and
Yeah,
you gotta
I don't
get
know what
it
happened to
done.
my shirt.
And you just
I was
gotta
like,
get
whoa.
it done, baby. You gotta get it done. I mean, hey, I know that we tried to hit 1 million subscribers, Dave, but calm down, okay? Calm
Hey,
down.
I'm trying to do my part, dude. I'm trying to do my part right
Right?
here.
That's what I'm talking about. Taking one for the team. That's how we do it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys enjoyed today's matches. Of course, I'm Hot Jukes here with Mustache Dave. Go ahead and throw us a follow on Twitter. We always keep you up to date with all the latest news. Of course, also follow the official sources, PUBG Mobile Esports, the official PUBG Mobile channel. This has been the PUBG Mobile Club Open EU West Final, sponsored by Xiaomi. Innovation for everyone. Thank you guys for watching, and we will catch you guys tomorrow for some more PUBG Mobile action. See you later.